LTG is streaming from his grandmother's spare bedroom. Dale, what are you doing, Dale? Why are you on stream again, Dale? In an incredibly rare occurrence, streamer LTG, low tier god, was on his stream and someone presented to him a detractor video of Wings of Redemption made by Wings of Redemption detractor Breaking Banquet. Okay? So LTG commented on the detractor video of Wings of Redemption. When he did that, all of his detractors jumped on that and made detractor videos of him reacting to a detractor video of Wings. So this is like total inception, like streamer inception here. The original creator, the detractor video, the person commentating on it, then the detractor video on it, and now I'm commentating on that video. Just for the intros, we gotta mute the music. Let's pause the music so we can hear these amazing intros. You ready? So this, for the record, all credit goes to Red Dale, who is a detractor of LTG. You ready for this? Here's his intro. Get a load of this, and I'll try to explain some of this as we go. Ready? Here we go. Here he is. He's arrived. And this is funny because these are all different scenes from things that LTG's been involved in over the years. Like that was him at the streamer awards from years ago, presenting an award. Everyone booed him off the stage. The infamous detractor story that apparently he pooped in his shower or something like that. It was a guy in the FGC who was disabled, who LTG got into a beef with, had a challenge match against, and lost. They're showing him firing heat seekers at him. It's pretty epic. Joking at his age, at age 45. He's not 45, but he always acts like he's not old when he is in his 40s. The piss jug disposal rule. The infamous LTG piss jug story that he says he pees in a jug rather than going to the bathroom. Human gets space AIDS. I think this is a take on that. He said things like the creator sent him to this planet to help and change other people. So, like, what is he, alien or something? Like, what is he talking about? This guy's crazy. That is just, I'm sorry. Even, I don't know what the content of the video is. That's an epic intro. Can we all applaud that? See, that's a lot of effort goes into that shit. And the funny part is, I know my detractors have intros too, but it's like, dude, that's like well done. It's very entertaining just to watch. Okay? All right, so like I said, this is going to be LTG commentating on Wings of Redemption via, I guess someone sent him this Breaking Banquet video. So if you don't know what Breaking Banquet is, one of Wings' detractors. So Red Dale is a detractor of LTG. Breaking Banquet is a detractor of Wings of Redemption. Okay? So now, we're going to see another intro. You ready?
Somebody wanted me to check out this video with Wings. It's called Almost 700 Pounds.
And by the way, let me know if this is too loud or not, if I need to adjust the volume, okay?
I remember I did an interview with Wings, like, what year was that?
Now, a few things. Number one, it's pretty cute. His cat is in the cat tree. Oh, you know what? Here's what I'll do. This way I don't block him. Let's put this down here. His cat is in the cat tree over there. Here, look. That's cute. He has his kitty in the background there, popping up in the cat tree. Previously, I criticized him. I said he has a cat tree in the back. His cat never goes into it. Apparently, I was grossly mistaken, and the cat shows up all the time. So I'll take the L on that one. You know, I don't actually watch his content or anything. I was just trying to insult him. I don't actually watch LTG content. I don't know who does. It's not me. But, you know, here, I'm going to put this up here. I'll put this in the upper right. The pop-ups. So that way I'll only block his YouTube playlist, apparently. Very important stuff. There we go. So now we can actually see him. And, there you go. So yeah. So that's pretty cute. So first of all, let's take a look at his setup, shall we? Let's do this. Let's go full screen. Before we, because I wanna commentate on everything here. Let's see when he goes full screen here. Here we go. So this is, now obviously this is blurry as shit, right? This is his webcam blown up. This is LTG streaming setup. All right, this is the room he actually broadcasts out of every day for his job. This is his job. All right? This is just... Oh, you can't even see what I'm blocking either. Hold on a second. All right, let me show you what's behind me before we even begin with this. Okay, I realized I'm blocking something. Ready? I don't know what that is on the floor. It looks like it's like a rug that's like a smiling sun, like a rainbow smiling sun happy face. It looks like something you'd have in like a baby's room. That's what's on the floor in his streaming room. Okay? I want to be sure you saw that before we continue. Okay? All right, so that was on the floor there. He's got a cat tree to the left, which his cat apparently does come in and play on. That's cute. I'll give him that. That's a cute thing. Maybe people like to see his kitty come in and it'd be entertaining. I mean, something has to be entertaining on his stream, for goodness sake. We've got a mirror blocking a closet. We've got another door. It's probably another closet, or maybe maybe his hallway, and another door to the right that's cracked open. There's a giant blank white wall behind him with nothing on it, and that's his streaming room. Now, just for the record, that's actually his streaming setup. That's not like, oh, I caught him on a bad day, and he just wasn't ready, and he just did an impromptu stream. He didn't just move into this house, and he's just getting set up. Like, that's what my streaming room looked like the first few days that I streamed out of this house when I moved into it in 2014. And then immediately I had, like, furniture moved in, soundproofing on the wall. That's his setup. Okay? That's what he does every day to make money. And he calls himself a professional. He says that he's a full-time, content creator. He's been in this game for so long. This is what he's come up with after all these years, over a decade that he's been on the internet. Now, just for the record, this actually isn't his old setup because he moved, I think in the last year or something like that, to a new house. So technically, this is his new setup. In his old setup, it used to look exactly the same, except the difference was on his back wall, he had these soundproofing panels. And I say that soundproofing panels. I say that very loosely because they weren't. I'll explain that in a second. He also had some lighting that was like glued to his wall to the side of him. Now, a couple years ago, all right, he was talking shit about me. And so I said, if this guy's going to talk shit about me, I'm going to clap back. And I watched one video of his on my stream, and I reacted to his background. And I said, first of all, take a look at the soundproofing he has in the back. You realize that's not soundproofing. Those are those little felt, like, cheap panels. You can get those at, like, the dollar store. Or actually, I know where he got them. He got them off Temu. You know that website, Temu? It's like the Chinese company or whatever, drop shipping garbage. He got them off there. I know because they're right there. Like, if you search soundproofing, it's the first thing that comes up on the site. And you can buy, like, 30 of them for, like, $12. So he basically just went to Temu and he ordered, like, 2-3 packs of those. And he just glued them to his back wall, probably with tape or something. They don't actually do soundproofing, but they look like, hexagons or whatever. So he was basically doing it for like a design thing, but they're incredibly cheap. All right? To his right, he had this lighting that was glued to his wall. And this lighting basically only shined at him. So you couldn't see it on camera because it was going the wrong way. Like, it would be like if I had a light here shining on me, but you can't see it on camera. So what's the point of the light? So this guy had this setup where basically he had the most bootleg background, right? It was so cheap, didn't do anything, but he wanted to act like he was a professional. He had this nice fancy background. Look what I have, right? And he wanted to act like he was rich and affluent and makes all this money. So he had all this stuff, but it only took me one time mentioning it in a video, basically saying, dude, you look like you're, this is like, let's be honest, ghetto level streaming. Like, it's bootleg, it's cheap as shit. It looks awful, up your game on your stream. And literally, he took it all down. He took it all down. He never put it back up. So he heard me criticizing it. He's like, oh, shit. And then he just completely got rid of it all. And now, his is his new place. He literally has nothing. He put nothing up at all. Like, he didn't even bother to put a single thing up in his setup where he streams. But he's supposed to be a professional, full-time content creator for you guys. Well, he's certainly not trying to do anything that's appealing to the eye or, to anything. That's for sure. But again, sometimes he has his kitty in the background. I guess that's a good thing. Okay? So there you go. You see a kitty in the background. That's kind of cute. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out because this guy, for the record, okay, this guy is the textbook case of someone who is an egomaniac. He feels like his streams are the absolute best content on the planet. He will criticize everyone else and say, you got to work on this, you got to improve this, you got to do this. But when you look at his own content, none of it holds up for his own content. Like he'll say, oh, this guy's a bum, he's broke, you can tell. But look at his setup. Like right now, look at that webcam. It looks like LTG is streaming from his grandmother's spare bedroom. It looks like at any moment, she could come crashing through the door, yelling at him, saying, Dale, why didn't you take out the trash, Dale? Dale, what are you doing, Dale? You're supposed to do to clean the kitty litter today, Dale. Why are you on stream again, Dale? But then he's going to go and talk shit to everyone else. Like, dude, your setup is awful. It looks like ass. And then on top of that, this is the other thing about this guy. He always has this on the screen. Okay, his supposed sub account. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if that's subscribers on Twitch. I don't know if that's supposed to be subscribers on Kick. I don't know if that's members on YouTube. I don't know if that's number of viewers he's banned out of the total number of viewers he has. I don't know what that is. It doesn't say. At a glance, I have no idea what it means. I also don't care because, quite frankly, everyone knows that LTG view bots and self-subs himself all the time to make him look more affluent than he really is. He looks like he's rich and he's like a big dude. He's not. He's a phony. He has always been a phony. Someone who the only way that he feels he can be successful is by presenting a false product to the internet, a false persona of I'm a big, tough guy, I'm a manly guy, I'm very testosterone-fueled, I'm better than you, I'm bigger than you, my streams are better than yours, I make more money than you, and it's all fake. It's all been proven that it's all botted. It's all nonsense. He said he has thousands of viewers on his streams, but his chat doesn't move. What are they all doing? Did they all have broken keyboards? They can't type? No, they're all view bots. All of his content is constant fake stuff. The guy has this really self-created persona of ego and success that doesn't exist. It's all smoke and mirrors. All right? So when you see this, you're like, I don't know what this is. No one else does either. Because we all know it's not real. Do you really think this guy has 3,053 paid subscriptions right now? Hell no. If he did, he wouldn't be streaming from that room. It's insane. The guy thinks people buy this crap? Of course they don't. They watch it like, this guy's the fakest guy I've ever seen. He's so full of it. Everything he says out of his mouth. He'll talk junk constantly, but then when you actually call him out on his junk, he always changes the subject or moves the goalpost or changes. For example, for years, the discussion was that LTG is the black DSP. That basically he's trying to emulate what I did in my youth as someone in the Street Fighter community, as a content creator, talking shit, talking down to people, causing drama, okay? He hated that. And he always said, what are you talking about? I'm a better gamer than DSP. I'm a better streamer than DSP. I'm better looking than DSP. All this stuff. So years ago, I challenged him. I said, well, if you're so much better than me, right? You're such a big guy. Why don't you play me a Street Fighter? Why don't we do a set? Why don't we have a big, hyped-up challenge set? Why don't we do it during EVO weekend? That way, a lot of people will be interested because they're into fighting games. We'll stream it. We'll benefit from it, right? We'll do each our own perspectives. Maybe we'll get people to back it with money. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? He chickened out. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. You got to work on your sexy. I don't stream with someone who's ugly, and I don't stream with someone who is a wimp and has noodle arms and doesn't work out and he can't lift and he can't bench and he can't. I'm not kidding you. That's what he said. He didn't say, oh, I'm better than you at Street Fighter. I'll wipe the floor with you and, it's not worth my time. He said, you got to work on how you look. You got to work on your body. Now, that's kind of a weird response, don't you think? Isn't that kind of a very bizarre way to respond to someone who's challenging you in a video game? Like, this is supposed to be about Street Fighter, your thing. Like, this guy constantly plays fighting games on the internet, says he's better than everyone, says he never legitimately loses to anyone. Okay? It's always a nonsensical, it's a stream sniper, it's lag, it's abuse, it's this, it's that. Never does he ever lose legit. All right? Now, obviously, I can see some parallels there. Again, to the old me, I used to say that stuff all the time. I think that's why some people call him the Black DSP and why he's so upset. I want to be my own person. I don't want people saying I'm someone else, right? But when the actual person people are comparing you to calls you out and says, let's prove it. Let's prove that you're actually better than me. Let's do the set. And he pussies out. And he makes every excuse. First it was, I'm too ugly. I don't put enough effort into how I dress and look on my streams. Then it was that he wanted me to be able to bench and do squats. I'm serious. I'm not making any of this up. This can all be researched and you can find it. Then it was, oh, well, now this isn't actually like a challenge set. Phil wants a collab. So if he wants a collab, he has to pay me $5,000 for the collab. Then he changed it again. He moved the goalpost again because what happened was some of my detractors got wind of this and were like, maybe we would actually pay him $5,000 to see this happen. So then he moved the goalpost. Oh, it's not $5,000 anymore. Now it's $50,000. So he see what I mean? Whenever he gets called out on his bullshit, he caves and he moves the goalpost and he runs away like a coward. Because that's what he is. He's a coward. He hides on his own streams. He props himself up to claim he's successful. He claims he moved into a very expensive new home. None of this is apparent, but he thinks it is. Like, he thinks that, I don't understand why anyone would think otherwise. Look at how you present yourself. You sit there, you know, in a plain t-shirt, in an empty room, with a clown rug on the floor, with your cat on a cat tree. You're like, I'm a successful professional streamer who has 3,000 subs. No, you're not. You're everything that you're not is what you want to be, and you present yourself as it, but you're not. And then you talk big, and then people call you out on it, and you run away. You're not going to be respected like that. But that's what he wants. That's what he really wants. He wants the respect of the internet. He doesn't understand why people hate him so bad and crap on him so bad and clip him and make fun of him. I'm telling you the reasons why, but he doesn't get it because his head is so big that he doesn't hear the criticism. He would never allow himself to hear a criticism and actually take it in. Now, again, I understand there's parallels here to me in my old ways, how I used to be egotistical. And I used to say, my crap doesn't stink and, you know, my content's the best. Things have definitely changed for me over the years. I've self-reflected. I've tried to grow. I know I'm not perfect, but certainly I don't present myself like this guy. Like, why would I say that I have more supporters than I do? Why would I lie? What's the point, right? Why would I say if I live in a giant mansion-like new house and then I stream from the spare closet with nothing in it? Like, it doesn't make sense. Nothing this guy says makes sense. Again, that's why he has, I think, so many detractors and so many people go after him. If he would just show, like, I don't know, an ounce of humility, and he would just stop the crap with the way that he talks and talks down to people and everything, then maybe people would stop hounding him. But instead, he just doubles down, triples down. He never changes. He never improves. He just puts out the same product every day. And he lies too. Is, oh, I'm done playing fighting games because everyone makes fun of me and everyone, you know, clips me. And then the next day he's playing fighting games again because he has no content. He just has to keep doing the same regurgitated content every day. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of like a intro to LTG. If you don't know who he is, if you're wondering what is all this we're looking at, that's exactly what you're looking at, okay? So now he's going to react to a detractor video of Wings of Redemption, all right? So now let's actually watch. We already saw the intro to his detractor video. Now let's watch the intro to the Wings of Redemption detractor video, shall we? Okay.
100 pounds? I remember I did an interview with Wings, like, what year was that?
See, I didn't even know that he did an interview at Wings. That's actually fascinating to me. That really is. Like, I didn't know that. I want to go back and maybe watch that and see how that went. I had no clue that he had actually talked to Wings.
2022? 1? Something like that. I can't remember. I was like trying to, you know, give him a little bit of advice how to use his weight and use his fatness to his advantage. You know, start doing food reviews. If I'm going to be fat, I might as well market myself off of it. Why not?
If I were to take any advice from anyone on the internet, the last person that I would ask for any advice would be that man in the corner there. Like, what advice are you giving? You're not better off than anyone else. Like, it's really confusing. I don't know. You tell me what kind of advice LTG could give you about anything. If maybe in the gym, maybe in the gym. I don't know. I don't know what the guy's workout regimen is. Apparently, he has documented his workouts and stuff like that. So maybe that's the one thing. But outside of that, What else could he possibly give you advice on? Like, why would you even want advice from this man?
So, I guess this video
of course,
showing what he...
everyone in the chat's like, well, all his negative stuff, like how to avoid child support payments, how to take out a mortgage with your best friend and act like you did it yourself. I know, these are all the detractor memes this guy has around him constantly that circle around him and he can't avoid. He never disproves them. He just says they're not true, but then he never disproves them either. Like for me, a lot of the stuff around me was basically based on like a factoid of truth that, yeah, did I play mobile games? Sure I did. Of course I did. Not to the extent that people say I did, but I absolutely did. And now, I've moved on from that. I've improved. But this guy just like, no, I don't have a daughter. No, I didn't take out a mortgage with another guy, but we have all the paperwork. We see right now you could go on a website. We could see it says that you owe back pay for this child support. You're not paying it. Like it's in black and white. We could see it. It's not like, oh, it's a lie. Like it's there. No. Let's get some advice from this guy, though, right? This is the kind of guy that I definitely need some life-changing, factoids about how to behave myself as a streamer. I'm really going to learn. At least I'll learn how to... one thing, maybe I can figure out how to say that I have 3,000 subs that don't exist and fake it. I don't know.
He's been up to recently. I know he had a fight with Boogie about, what was that, a couple of years ago or something like that? That's where I thought he was going to reinvent himself and, like, everything was going to change. And not sure what happened, so let's see what happens here.
All right, so now he's about to press play on the detractor video of Wings, and the Wings video has an intro itself. So we've seen his intro, now we're going to see the Wings detractor intro.
Heavier. My health has done nothing but go downhill.
Never mind, because there is an intro. Oh, let's see.
I barely could take care of myself right now. I'm sure people make fun of me and put me on live stream fails and everything else. Still makes you feel bad. Nobody wants to be made fun of.
Here it is. Okay.
Damn, they got a whole intro? Damn, a whole Breaking Bad intro.
Yes.
What is so bad about Wings that people just bother him? Like, is it just because he's fat?
This will be fascinating because apparently, like, LTG doesn't know anything about Wings at all, even though he interviewed him 3 years ago. So he's actually going to legitimately ask, like, what is it? But the funny part I find about this, he's like, wow, there's a whole Breaking Bad intro. Like, dude, we just watched the intro to your detractors, and it was just as good, if not better. Like, he doesn't even know that. Like, I know all my detractors have their intros and their stupid shit that they do in their videos, too. That's how elaborate the hate culture on YouTube has gotten, to the point where, like, it's like a product that you put out every day, whether it's true or not, whether it's regurgitated crap that you made up or whether it's truthful to something that happened. You put out that product every day, you get the views, you get the money. So it really is just like an episodic show. Like, what's the next episode of that anime that I'm watching? Oh, here it is. It's the new Branky Banquet with the big intro and shit. But that's just crazy that he doesn't even know. Like, we just watched his own detractor's intro. That's crazy good. And now he's like, oh, there's an intro? This guy really lives in, like, this weird bubble of isolation where he doesn't know anything about anything around him, I guess. Right?
Like, why tease a guy just because he's big every day?
Yeah, he really doesn't know.
What is the point?
He doesn't, he doesn't watch Wings. He doesn't understand. He doesn't know where detractors are, like the points they're making and stuff. But I think they'll get to that.
What kind?
Say my name.
Breaking Banquet.
You're goddamn right.
You're goddamn right.
Well,
That's
me,
great.
it's because I'm good looking. And everybody that makes videos about me are ugly fucks. There's a difference.
What? What did he just say? Wait a minute. What did he just say?
And everybody that...
I got to hear that again. I missed it.
Damn right.
Well, me, it's because I'm good looking. And everybody that makes videos about me are ugly fucks. There's a difference.
Press X to doubt that every person who makes a video about LTG makes a video about him because he's good looking. That's what he just said. Now, I don't know if he's joking or he actually believes that. But to say that on your stream in public in front of your audience is like, what? What did he just say? Like, are you insane?
But me, it's like, as far as Wings goes, I don't really understand what the obsession is when it comes to him. Me, I get it. I'm good looking. Men are obsessed with me. People are zesty. Men are hyper focused on me, so on and so forth.
People are zesty. That's what it is. People are zesty. So he thinks that a bunch of gay guys on the internet are obsessed with him. And that's why they clip him. No, the reason that they clip LTG is because they make money. Get it? Like they clip him, they upload, and they make money because they're getting, on average, I've seen like maybe around like a few thousand, all the way upwards of 20, 30,000 views a video. And they're putting out at least a video a day. So even the low-end person is probably making a few hundred to 1,000 in a month. The high-end person, like the Red Dales, who put like 20K plus video views a day, they're probably making thousands. No exaggeration. They're probably like that 20K video, you probably make around 40, 50 bucks on it within the first 24 hours, and then any residuals of someone who watches it after. And if you put out one a day, think about that. So they're making bank. That's why they're putting the videos out, right? It's a business for them. They found a monetizable way to easily pump out a content mill. You're the subject matter. It works. So they're going to keep making said content. It's not because of your looks. It's not because people are gay and obsessed with you. It's just because they make money doing it. That's why they all do it. That's why everyone, in the modern day, that's why everyone really has detractors. Okay? Back in the day, it was different. Back in the day, the detractor business was not profitable. It was more about actually just, I don't like someone and I'm trying to defame them and I'm trying to bring them down. In some cases, I even believe there was the ability to like, maybe we can make this person see the error of their ways. Maybe they'll improve. And to be honest, I've talked about this. My old detractors called the Sons of Kojima did this to me and I ignored them. And in a lot of cases, they had good points. Not all cases, but in a lot of cases, they had good points about me and my methodology as a creator, my ego, all these things that definitely needed to improve over the years. But the Sons of Kojima never monetized. They actually had a staunch anti-monetization policy. All the detractors today, they're doing it for the money. It's very easy to figure out. If YouTube didn't allow monetization of this content, they wouldn't be pumping it out like a content mill like they do. So the reason is because your actions, LTG, have attracted a group of people, okay, who realize that by analyzing the things you say and do, that they can find hypocrisy, that they can find contradictions, and that they can find moments of memeability. And that is bankable. And so they make content on you. Okay? That's why. Now, it's the same thing that happens to me. It's the same thing that happens to Wings. And it's the same thing that happens to a whole bunch of people on the internet. But I don't know why he's so confused. Like, I know why it happens to me. I get it. Like, I understand it. I maybe not agree with it. And I think that a lot of it is definitely half-truths or very gross exaggerations to twist the truth to try to make a narrative that's not true, to be over-dramatic and to get views, right? But this guy doesn't get it at all. He actually thinks people just have, like, oh, it's because they're gay for me, or, but, you know, no. And the fact, again, if this is the truth, that's what he believes. Do you see how egotistical he is? He actually thinks, then if that's the case, okay, LTG, people only make videos about you because they're gay for you, right? Well, they make videos about me every day. Do you think that they're all gay for me too? I don't think so. Do you think people are gay for Wings? No. So what are you even saying? Like, all he has to do is a simple comparison, and it just disproves the logic. What he's saying is just stupid, right? I got a $5 tip from someone saying, great morning, DSP, don't hold back. It's going to be interesting to go through this and, again, to see the reaction to it. Again, this is not something that I normally do, but I saw this pop up again in my recommendeds, and I was like, this is something that I want to see how this goes. There's things that I wanted to get off my chest for a long time, particularly. I think that this is a good opportunity to be able to do that. and to commentate on this and react to something that normally I wouldn't do. So thank you for that. And everyone, if you're enjoying this so far, let me know. Please support the content. All right? I am doing live shout-outs. I understand a lot of people are just sitting here. They want to hear what I have to say. But, contributions appreciated, support appreciated for the stream today. We got great attendance. It's probably all fake, but, it is what it is. All right. And for the record, we're going to do this for about another 10, 15 minutes, and I'm going to go on a break, but then we're going to come back. We're going to go through this whole video. Okay? All right, here we go.
The wings shit I don't get.
So, people only hate on him because they're gay for him. Last time I noticed, people who have crushes on you don't usually make thousands of detractor videos about you on the internet. I'm just saying. Like, maybe they would have asked him on a date or something. And send him a bouquet, maybe some chocolates, right? Send him like a weight set or something, They would, doesn't really prompt that if someone has a crush on you, they make thousands of detractor videos and make a lot of money on you. That usually isn't the association that I think, but maybe in his head.
He scammed his audience for surgery fat removal money, and now look, so it's valid. Oh, wait a minute.
So this is one of the memes about Wings of Redemption that years ago, he told everyone he was grossly overweight, he wasn't going to make it, he had to make a life change, and he wasn't going to like diet and work out and lose the weight naturally. He was going to go get the surgery. But he wasn't going to get it in the United States because it's too expensive, or maybe the doctors wouldn't approve it. Who knows what the real story is there. He was going to go to Mexico, and he was going to get, the lap band? So that basically he wouldn't eat as much, and he would lose a bunch of weight as a result. Now, the story goes that some people actually think that basically he stole the money. Like, he never got the surgery, because he did lose some weight after he supposedly got the surgery, but then he gained it all back, and now he's back to his original weight from before the surgery. So some people are of the impression that Wings lied and stole the money. But there's never been any evidence. There's just been circumstantial stuff. I've heard right after the surgery, supposedly he had a new truck. Now, where'd that money come from? If he had no money for the surgery, how do you have a new truck, right? But I don't know. Again, this is all just hearsay and nonsense. It's hard. This is just one of the legacy memes about Wings of Redemption that's been around for like a decade. And, I don't think we'll ever know the truth of it, nor does it really matter in 2026, right? But this is what people bring up when they say negative things about Wings, okay?
So his audience donated money for him to get gastric bypass surgery, and he just gained the weight back? Well, I guess that is a pretty valid reason. If you had an audience that cared about your health that much, where they sent you enough money where you can get gastric bypass surgery or lap band or whatever it's called, and you still ballooned the weight back and still didn't build a better cognitive, I guess they would be mad about it.
Okay. So let me respond to that. I kind of see that. Honestly, like if you, oh God, look what I freeze framed on. I got to look over here. I can't look at that right now. I could definitely see this, right? Like the way I see it is, if you reached out to your fans and you said, look, I have a medical condition and I need the help, and your fans band together to help you, and then you, whether or not, like, let's say he went through with it, he really did get the surgery, right? Let's just say all is real, right? And then he gains the weight back over, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, however long it was. I don't know. I don't follow the timeline, right? Is that disrespectful to your fans? Like, did you owe your viewers the fact that you were going to keep that weight off? Like, do you? That's an interesting topic. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about it like that before. Like, I've always heard he scammed his fans. He stole the money. Like, for right now, who was it? I missed it. Someone just said in chat, Space Jam fan says he made a fundraiser for the surgery in the United States, but then he switched it to Mexico and he pocketed the extra money. That's the story that people say about him. Okay? So, if that happened, all right, is that despicable? Well, yeah, obviously people are going to have an issue with that. But like, dude, you kept the extra money for yourself. You did a whole bunch of extra stuff with it. We never agreed to that, right? If he did take all this money to get the surgery, he did get it. and he gains all the weight back. Is that disrespectful to his fans? I mean, was that part of the arrangement? Did he plead on stream, if I get this surgery, I absolutely commit and I promise to each and every one of you that contributes that I will never get weight on ever again? Did he say that? Because unless he did, then I don't know that you can really hold him accountable for that. You know? Now, I don't honestly know the reasons why he gained the weight back. I think he talks about it actually in this very video, so we'll probably get to it. But what confuses me is that, is it, like, so, like, okay, you're not funny. Just said, well, he raised the money in bad faith, question mark. Did he? Maybe it was his intention that he wanted to lose the weight. That was the real reason. But then he didn't have the willpower, the mental fortitude to keep it off. In anything in life, a life-changing thing, it's not just about doing the thing, but it's about having the support structure around you to make sure that the changes that you make stick, right? Like, you can get off of an addiction to anything. It could be liquor. It could be drugs. It could be food. It could be gambling. It could be sex. It could be anything. But you might fall back into that routine if, sadly, you just don't have the support structure to stop you from going back into your old habits, right? So if he didn't have friends, family, and people around him who are going to be able to keep him on the path to keep the weight off, then the surgery was destined to fail from the get-go. And if no one was making sure that that was the case before they went through with the surgery, then who's really to blame? Is it him? Is it the doctor that did it? Is it his family? Is it his viewers who supported him with that money? Like, who is it actually? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just presenting the hypotheticals here. Because this is one of the major, major reasons people hate Wings of Redemption over the years is he had the surgery and he's still fat. Right? And he's gaining. He's gaining weight these days. Like, he's fatter than ever. He's now apparently matched, or he's even maybe exceeding his own weight, his old weight, excuse me. And I can get it. I can understand why people are upset with that. But I don't know if that's a reason to, like, want to have this guy to be, like, his life ruined. You know what I'm saying? And again, unless he outright committed and said, that is, I'm committing to you. I will never, ever put on weight ever again. And then he immediately went back to the eating, then I don't know if that's something that you could be so angry about. Now, if he really did scam his audience and he said, I'm raising this money and I'm going to put it towards the surgery, and then he spent half of it on something else, obviously you can understand why people would be upset about that. Is there evidence of that? I don't know. I'm not that into it. Let me put it that way. I'm not that into it that I got to micromanage all his accounts and try to look for statements. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm to understand, he did lose a lot of weight at first, right? Okay. But anyway, let's continue.
How much was the surgery? Does anybody know? 20 grand on the surgery.
Was it really $20,000? Holy crap. Was it really 20? By the way, you notice this is hilarious how people pay me to do that, and then I just ignore it. Like, I don't even know what they're talking about. I really don't. So just let them have their memes, and thanks for paying me. But, yeah, like, was it really $20,000 for this surgery in Mexico? Sheesh.
He lied. He never got the surgery, but kept the money. Is that real, or?
I don't know. How could that be real? Because there's documented evidence he lost weight. You see he got much skinnier, right, on camera. He lost weight. So how can you argue that he didn't get the surgery? That I don't understand. That argument.
Footage of him actually getting the surgery?
Threat identified.
Honestly, him getting the surgery is worse than him keeping the money.
Really?
So the fact that he got the surgery is way worse than keeping the money.
Why does he think that? So he thinks that to try something and fail at it is worse than not trying and scamming an audience and keeping the funds for it. Now, does that might actually say way more about LTG than it does about Wings. Because Wings, at the very least, said, I'm going to try to raise this money and change my life for the better. And he tried and failed. LTG's like, oh, you can just keep the money. That's fine. That's better. Huh? I mean, seriously, I think LTG's one of those guys, like, he doesn't realize that when he says stuff like that, he's literally revealing a lot about himself. And that's what people use against him. Like right away, boom, So that's his mentality. Just steal money from your audience, just be dishonest. That's fine. But if you actually tried and failed, that was not good. Well, what does that say about his efforts to be an actor then? Because if you're not aware, LTG really wanted to be an actor. And he kept telling his audience, if I'm still streaming in like 6 years, I'm a failure. And I'm going to go to Hollywood. I'm going to be in the Marvel movies. And he didn't make it. So he tried and failed too. You know? So I don't know where he's coming from with this. Papa Meow did a £5 super chat. Thank you to Papa Meow for that. I appreciate that. Let's see what that is in USD. And by the way, probably about another 5-10 minutes, then I'm going to go on a break. A quick break. It won't be a long one. But then we're going to come back and react to the rest of this. It's 669. Thank you, Papa Meow. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. Oh, don't try and fail. But you did try and fail. You tried to become an actor. You apparently put your resume out. You had all these screen tests, and no one hired you. Here it is, way longer than 6 years later. You're still a full-time streamer, sitting here lying about the number of subs you have on your stream, with your awful background setup. You know, commentating on Wings. Like, why are you commentating on Wings, of all people?
All right, let me see here.
This is my original chair, and I bought this as my backup.
So for the record, this is a good point. People in chat just brought this up. You see the chat room right there? That's this. Oh, I have a pointer. I'm so stupid. You see this right? This is actually LTG's chat room. Okay? This is live out of his chat. That's how fast it moves. But it says he has thousands of viewers. Like literally right now on this stream, it says he has like over 1,000 viewers. And this is the movement his chat has. My chat right now is moving 10 times faster than his. Both of my chats, for the record. My Kick chat and my YouTube chat are both literally moving 10 times faster than his does. But it says, you know, where are the viewers? What do you do? Like, see what I'm saying? So this guy, he just, I'm affluent, I'm successful, I'm this. But nothing points towards that evidence. You stream from an empty room like you're broke. Your content sucks. Hasn't improved at all over the years. It's the same level of content. Your chat room doesn't move. So where is all the success? Like, someone who's successful has people coming in, chatting, acting up. Yeah, even let me put it this way. Even people who are hated on have people who hate. My Kick chat right now is moving with a bunch of trolls saying, oh, this sucks, this is bad, because they know that I'm actually getting some attention and views right now for doing it. So, oh, it's bad, they hate it. They hate that DSP is actually getting some attention for himself, right? But at least there's movement. You see? Like, there's chatting. People are talking. It actually is happening. It's It's very bizarre that he can't even get any movement in his chat with thousands of viewers. It's bizarre stuff, right? Yes, people are botting my chat right now. It's natural, you know. But even before that, I had over 400 viewers, and my chat moves, you know.
You know, I bought this one as my new chair, right? But the issue with this one is like in this seating position right here, it gives me no support whatsoever. And like I got this big bulbous gut here, right? So like I have to keep my legs spread because I have a big gut. So like...
So what he's saying is if he sits in that chair, his legs have to go forward because it's an actual standard office chair. So his legs are forced. He can't spread his legs out wide to support his big gut. So because of that, there's no support and his gut just goes down around his legs. It's probably very uncomfortable and painful. He needs to be able to spread his legs wide to support his gut, and that chair won't let him do it because it's a narrow office chair. So he bought a chair that definitely is not for him. For a guy of his size, it's just not, you know, I'm pretty sure they do sell special chairs for people who are big that have like the wider base and stuff. So I guess he definitely bought the wrong chair, you know?
Why not just lose the weight? Like, is the fat for sympathy?
Now, wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh, did he just say that? Why not just lose the weight? Is the fat for sympathy? Do you think that he wants to be that size? Honestly, Does LTG actually believe that Wings of Redemption wants to be huge? I don't think there's anyone on earth that wants to be that size at all. Like, who would desire to be huge and uncomfortable and painful and heavy and, you know, everything you do is an arduous task because you're huge? No, he's addicted to food. That's obvious. He's addicted to eating. He can't stop himself from eating bad food and drinking soda. That's why he's that size. He doesn't choose to be that size. He's addicted. It's the same. Do you think that the alcoholic chooses to get drunk and go out in the street and stumble into a trash can or go behind the wheel and crash into someone because they wanted to hurt people? No, they're an alcoholic. They're addicted to the liquor. They can't stop themselves from their addictions. What a stupid thing to say. But it's to me, it's like LTG doesn't understand. He's never been in that situation of like any kind of addiction or weakness, or he doesn't think it exists. Maybe he's one of these alpha dudes who doesn't fucking think that oh my God, all you got to do is tough through everything in your life and you'll be a badass like me. What an ignorant thing to say, honestly. And by the way, by no means am I defending Wings of Redemption with his size and his habits. I'm just saying you can figure out why he's that size. It's not that I've chosen that all I want to do is make myself uncomfortable and fat for the rest of my life. No, he's addicted to the endorphins and the good feeling he gets when he's eating the bad food. He can't stop himself because it makes him feel good. Yeah, like any addiction. Again, the alcohol, the drugs, the sex, the money, gambling, it's all the same. Okay?
Turn the lights up a little bit here. So, like, the padding is here, right, for your legs as support, but my legs sit here,
right,
and here.
They put all the padding in the middle, and he can't put his legs in the middle because it doesn't support his gut. He has to have wide legs to support his big gut, and there's no padding on the side of the chair. I totally understand this. That chair is not designed for a big guy. It really isn't. If he bought that chair and they advertised it as for a big guy, that's actually false advertising, and they fucked that up. Like, that's actually messed up. I wonder if he can return the chair, but then again, the problem is, to return a chair, you have to disassemble it, put it back in its original packaging, and somehow get it back, and that's a pain in the ass, especially for a guy his size. So how much you want to bet he's just going to keep that chair, even if he spent like $700 on it, he's probably still going to keep it.
What ends up happening is I have to sit in the chair like this.
Right.
Right, now lock it in.
And now there's no support.
I have no support here.
So it's destroying his legs, basically. All his thighs and shit, or all his weight's on like these two areas of his legs. So it's crushing him.
So like I have to carry most of my weight the entire time I'm streaming, and it's killing my legs. Whereas this one has supportive all the way through. So when I sit down, I get support no matter where I sit.
I wonder, couldn't he just buy the same chair? I wonder where he got it from, because it looks like that's old as shit, right? I wonder if he could just buy the same chair or a similar model of exactly the same chair. Might be worth a look if he maybe just can't find it. I don't know.
Do you know how much pain in the ass it is to return a chair, especially when you bought it online? Yeah, I'm fat. I'm sure people make fun of me and put me on live stream fails and everything else now. 'Cause I showed my fat gut. Is what it is. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. Sit here and wait for Rich to get on.
Sit here and what? Wait for Rich to get on? Is that what he's saying? Is he talking about someone to get on to play a game or something? I don't know what he's talking about.
Still makes you feel bad.
And the man can't even cough on stream? Damn.
Like nobody wants.
So okay. So what's going on here is what they do, and I'm sure they do this to me too. The new thing with me is the lip smack. That Phil smacks his lips all the time because I adjusted my microphone or whatever. These people count this nonsense, right? But I guess with Wings, he got sick, and he's been sick for like 3 weeks now. And every time he streams, he's constantly coughing into the microphone. And everyone's like, dude, why don't you drop the mic? When you're going to cough, why don't you just, like I just did, press the button and drop the mic so that no one has to hear you cough into it. And his argument, I guess, is I can't. I'm playing a game or whatever. And then people are like, well, why are you streaming? If you're sick, why are you streaming? And he's like, oh, because I can't skip like 3 weeks of streaming. So it's like there's always an excuse, right? There's always a reason. But these detractors are making fun of him for a long time now. Over 3 weeks because he's been coughing nonstop into his microphone during his illness. So that's what this is. They're trying to highlight, look how many times he just coughed on the stream and had no regard for his audience, just hacking into the mic. So if it was a normal stream and basically they were really nitpicking him for it, then I could understand, and I get what LTG is saying here is, damn, they're even making fun of him for that. Yeah, but he is sick, and he is coughing a lot, and they are just kind of calling it out because he is doing it a million times. And the outright coughing into the mic is a little different than me going with my mouth. You know, this is a natural thing that happens with your mouth, moisture in your mouth that's going to make that sound. Well, he is actively just hacking into the microphone. So, to be honest, I kind of get why they're emphasizing that, and I think LTG is missing the point. That this isn't just them saying he's coughing, he's not allowed to cough. It's them saying that maybe he should have had a little bit of decency for his audience to at least try to mute it or don't stream if you're that sick, right?
To be made fun of. No, I've gotten heavier. Like, my health has done nothing but go downhill since fat camp. What happened? Well, after I got weight loss surgery, I got swatted 5 times. I had my Twitch taken from me. My income got cut in half.
What happened to his Twitch?
All right. So, actually, this is a good place because he's going to go to a lot of stuff there that I can add insight into. So, I think we're going to do, I got to take a break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do this. You know, we're going to get through this whole video this afternoon. So, I think this is a good place to take the break and then come back and continue on. So, thanks for everyone who's here. You know, if you're enjoying this, let me know. It's hard to tell because, you know, the viewership is all over the place with botting. The kick people just complain no matter what I do. They just say that everything I do is awful. So, you know, I have no idea from that. From the YouTube side, it seems to be a mix. Like, some people are interested and some people are not. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please support it. Right? Let's have a good stream this afternoon at least. And I'd like to know if this is the kind of stuff every once in a while you'd like to see more in the future. But let's take a break, about 5-10 minutes. This is an archive stream, so I'm just going to play some music in the background, you know, for people to listen to, and then I'll come back in like 10 minutes. We'll resume it. We're going to go through the whole thing, probably another couple hours. So, all right. Thank you guys. Here, let's actually get the music going now. I have had for over 10 years. This was gifted to me. I want to say this was gifted to me in like 2010, 2011 by a viewer. And I love it. I still keep it to this day. Although it is a little worse for wear. It's got chips. It's kind of wearing out, but I love it. So I still use it every once in a while. Thanks for everyone checking out and hanging out. All right. I don't know if you like it or not. I'm curious about your thoughts about what we're doing today. I'm going to do some shout outs right now as we're coming back from this break. And by the way, no more breaks. That was it. I'll be here for the rest of the stream to go through this video with all of you and react to it. If you didn't notice, I am approaching this from a different angle than most drama creators. I'm not attacking the people in the video. I'm not using derogatory names. I'm not swearing. There's no point in doing that. I'm just trying to approach it from an insightful perspective of me being in the same situation as these guys, but knowing their lore and knowing things about them that they don't add or, you know, is missing from the picture. If you're enjoying this, I'd like to know, and I like suggestions for improvement. I'd like to know other things maybe you'd like to see me react to in the future. As a rarity, this is not something that I'm planning on doing all the time or whatever. I can tell you this, attendance has been pretty good. There was view botting before, but outside of the view botting, the attendance was still pretty good. The engagement is outstanding. There's a ridiculous amount of people talking, which is great. The support right now is all right. In fact, like I said, I'm going to do a couple shout outs right now. Let's see here. Might as well get them out of the way now. Vasil did a $13.13 super chat. Thank you to Vasil for that. And he said, Wings doesn't care. He eats and drinks on an open mic constantly. Yeah, and that is one of the major things that his detractors have issue with, is that he doesn't really have any humility about it. It's not like he eats off camera. He does it right in front of his audience constantly. And it's not like he has to because he's not streaming constantly. Like, for example, in a given day, Wings might stream twice. His first stream is maybe 2 hours long. His next stream's 4 hours long. So you streamed for 6 days. Or excuse me, I'm stupid. 6 hours. Did you really have to eat and drink full meals while on camera? I mean, I could see, okay, I had some water. I needed that, right? Oh, right now, in the middle of my stream, I'm going to have a coffee. That's different than here's the giant large soda that I just got from Wendy's, and here's the full meal I got, and I'm going to eat it while I'm playing games. I think that's what people have issue with. When Wings was on on my show, the Level 1 podcast back in October, that's one of the things I gave him concrete advice on. I said, dude, you got to stop eating and drinking this stuff on your streams. Even regardless of if you stop it off stream, you just have to stop doing the bad behaviors when you're in a public view, you know? And he didn't really take it to heart. He said he did try, but then he was right back to it. So, yeah, it's definitely one of the things that everyone criticizes him for, is that he's doing these things, you know, on camera, right in front of his audience, blatantly. Okay? So thank you, Vasil. All right, so again, if you guys are enjoying this and you're having a good time with it, please support the stream. We're going to be here for another couple of hours. We're going to react to the rest of this video. And if there's extra time, we're just going to kind of hang out and have a good time. And, you know, just, you know, talk about it and see how it went. Okay? Sound good? All right, let's keep going. Let's jump back into it then. And I think what we'll do, because again, we're going to be listening. We'll probably turn the music off since I am reacting to the video. I think it would be intrusive to the video to have the music on. Especially if we can't hear what, you know, what's going on there being said. So, what's up, Game Boy? How you doing today, man? Okay. Very good. Okay. That Hands wants me to completely stop doing it and not doing this at all. There you go. John Dog says, isn't weight loss surgery stuff similar to your mobile game stuff? No. Because I never said on a stream, hey, everyone, I need money for a particular thing, and then raised it and didn't spend it on it. That's literally never happened. Not once. Yes, back in the day, I was guilty of doing, let's say, to do a fundraiser stream. And for this stream, I need to raise $1,000 to pay my taxes. And guess what happened when I raised the money? I paid the taxes. That happened every time. Now, I also was irresponsible with other money, but the money that I raised went to exactly what I said it would go to. Okay? Now, I remember June the King even said to me, well, wasn't there a time when you did a stream and you raised a certain amount and you said, well, it didn't go to everything? Well, yeah, for example, let's say I did a marathon and I said, whatever I raise on this marathon will go to taxes. But then, come to find out, Phil took $100 out of the $1,000 that he raised during the marathon and he paid another bill with it. Yeah. Because it needed to be paid. But the point is, like, I didn't do a marathon, raise $1,000, and dump $1,000 on a mobile game immediately, and then I had no money. That never happened. Not once. But that's what my detractors say. Okay? And that's why you got to take everything with a grain of salt. When they say this about Wings, and they say, he raised all this money for the surgery, but where did the money go? How do they know? How would they actually know where the money went? They can guess. They can try to see things in the environment that change. Maybe he spent it on this or that. They don't actually know. They don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anyway, let's continue. All right. So I believe what was happening here, we're going to rewind a few seconds, is that LTG is trying to get to the bottom. Well, Wings is talking about it, and LTG is going to try to get to the bottom of why was it? See, I'm actually dropping my mic when I have to clear my throat and stuff's going on. Why was it that he got the surgery, but then he gained all the weight back? And I think Wings is trying to explain how that came about. Okay? Okay, here we go.
Surgery, I got swatted 5 times. I had my Twitch taken from me. My income got cut in half.
What happened to his Twitch? And how did he lose his Twitch?
He didn't lose his Twitch. Here's what happened. In 2021, all of our trolls, like there was a bunch of trolls who kind of like were doing the same thing, decided that they wanted to get all of us deplatformed everywhere. So the trolls mass messaged everything that we had association with. We're talking Twitch, we're talking YouTube, we're talking Teespring, the t-shirt company, we're talking any streaming service that we used for pop-ups like Stream Elements, Stream Labs, that kind of stuff. We're talking, what else? 'Cause I got kicked out of other things too. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I can't 100% remember on the top of my head, but like I got deplatformed from a bunch of stuff. I got kicked out of the Twitch partner program. And when I asked why, they said for hate speech or hateful speech. And I said, I don't do content with hateful speech. I literally don't use racial terms, okay? I don't say any of the forbidden words that you have listed here on the site. I don't do politics. I don't do religious content. I don't do anything that would ever have me be considered hateful. So I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me what you mean. And Twitch responded and said, we don't have to tell you anything. Reapply for the program in a year if you're interested. And that was it. So that happened to me. And then within like a month, the exact same thing happened to Wings of Redemption. He got notified by Twitch that he was losing his partner status. He could still stream on Twitch, but he was losing his partner status, and he tried to get the information, and they apparently gave him this real, like, weird legal mumble jumble about it and never explained it fully, so he didn't even know what happened there, and he's like, well, forget it. So that's what happened. Same thing, and they did the same thing to him. They tried to deplatform him everywhere, and they got him kicked out of, like, every service that he was involved with, too. It was literally a month after me. So obviously, I might have been the test case. They saw it worked with me, and they were like, ooh, the woke mentality is now rampant on the internet. Let's go do it to Wings, too. So there you go. Oh, by the way, thank you to Shocks for a 1414 super chat. He says, have a good stream. Thank you, Shocks. I just noticed that because I was talking. I missed the pop-up. Thank you, Shocks. That's the biggest super chat of the day. What is going on? I missed the $sign. There it is. There we go. Thank you, guys. Remember, if you do support the stream, I will shout it out, whether it's on the Kick side, the YouTube side, or you send me a tip via PayPal. Everything is appreciated this afternoon for this experimental stream. Okay? Cool.
At one point, I didn't have anywhere to stream but Facebook. I was super stressed out. I had just purchased a new truck. So, like, I didn't know what my future held. And, like, every day somebody was threatening me with even more. And it got...
Yeah, somebody like Wings, where it's real hard for him to just put down the fork, spoon, whatever he consumes his calories with. Ozempic might be the best thing. You know, we gotta go Retta. We gotta go Retta, Ozempic. We'll do Ozempic first. You know, then we'll do Retta after. Because you know that Ozempic is gonna eat away the muscle tissue. At least with the Retta, we're able to retain some of the muscle tissue while still rapidly losing the weight.
I definitely want to take all my medical advice from LTG. If anyone I was going to ask anything about weight loss and this drugs to do it, you've got to be going straight to the doctor, right? Straight to the source. LTG, Dr. Sparrow, Dr. Wilson, is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. He knows his stuff. I'm sure everything that he just said is medically accurate, and that's the person who I would consult for that level of information. Thank you, Keeney Powers, for $5. I appreciate that very much, Keeney Powers. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna take some PEDs, proper eating, and exercise to crack through this mental blockage that is causing him to overeat still in current day. I would have thought he would have been defeated this demon a long time ago.
To the point where it's like I went back.
That point's true. It's about him having the discipline to eat right and control himself. It's not about a quick fix drug. It's not about a surgery. It's about up here. Because he could get every drug in his body and every surgery, but unless he has it up here, it won't stick. Just like his surgery didn't stick, the Ozempic won't work. It'll just bounce right back.
I went back to soda and eating and binge eating and shit like that when I got stressed out. So that's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Now, the thing is, too, and this is, again, what I think his trolls criticize him on. So he's saying, I got in a bad way. I lost my Twitch. I lost my ways to monetize my content. I was all stressed out, and I overate, and I got all the weight back. But it's 2026. And he's still eating on stream. He's still drinking on stream. He's still gaining weight. He's got all his monetization back. He still has the ability to make money. So why is he still doing it? The stressful times passed. Things are better. Why is he still doing it? That's where I think the criticism comes in. Because it is hypocritical to say, well, it's because of my trolls. Yeah, but now you're better off. You're not in that same position, but you still have the same behaviors, right? It's one thing if when you're at your lowest, you do something, but it's another thing if you're out of the low point and you're still doing it. And that's the thing that I think he's getting the flack for. If still right to this day, he was down bad and everyone was taking away every possibility of him making money and being successful, and then he's binge eating, then you'd be like, all right, I get it. But he's not in that situation anymore. So why is he still doing it? And that's where people get, rag on him, okay? To be fair, again, I'm trying to present this in the fairest way, because when you watch the detractor content, it's definitely not fair. But if you watch his content, it's also not fair. You're getting two perspectives, neither of which are actually correct. Okay, it's always going to lie somewhere in the middle. So I hope that kind of makes sense of where people are coming from here with these kind of, criticisms and all of that. Okay, let's continue.
You take a person that has an unhealthy relationship with food, and then you stress them out, they're probably going to eat again. Rich, you getting on, buddy? I am switching to something I do like. I'm waiting on somebody to get on to play duos with me. Okay. Dude, I can't take care of a new puppy. I barely can take care of myself right now. If you're going to live online, you can't let it stress you. My intention never was to live online. My intention when I started my YouTube channel was to make like dope-ass videos and interact with people. And then I got laid off. Right?
What's weird about that? That's my story. Like, that's exactly my story. I had an office job for almost 5 years. YouTube was just my side gig, my side hustle. I wasn't trying to make money doing it. It was just a hobby. I didn't give a shit about making $1. I never even thought that I would turn my YouTube videos into profit. And then I got laid off from my job. There was nothing else in the sector available where I lived in Connecticut. I was going to lose everything. I was going to lose my house. I was going to lose my car. I couldn't afford to pay anything. So I said, maybe I can monetize my content, and then it just worked. I was ended up to, I go into a partner network, Machinima. I was able to make money making videos. Like, wow, it's like a godsend. His story is like exactly like mine. If what he's saying is true, I don't know. This is actually the first time I've even heard that story, but that's exactly to a T what happened to me back in the day. I never intended to become a full-time content creator. I never aspired to do it. I didn't get into this because I said I want to become popular and famous and big. I just wanted to make some silly gameplay videos and just have a good time, have it be my hobby.
Then I got laid off. I never envisioned myself making a career out of this. It's just something I wanted to do because other people were doing it.
Now, that's the opposite of my mentality. I did not want to do this because other people were doing it at all. When I started making these videos, I didn't watch other people's content at all. In fact, I've said this. The reason I started making my first videos is because I went on YouTube to try to get help in a game. It was Lost Odyssey, and all the videos had zero commentary, no personality. It was just like raw gameplay, and I'm like, well, this is boring as dirt. I like to have someone commentate over the gameplays to know what's going on, because it's hard to understand if you're in like an epic boss fight, what's going on, why are you using this strategy, how does it work, if no one's commentating on it. So I said, I'm going to commentate on my videos, which is something no one's really doing, and that blew up. He is saying he did it just because he saw other people do it and he wanted to follow suit. So that's completely different.
So are his streams just him just putting himself down for hours while he's online?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes he gets on and someone will start talking to him like that, and he'll just do that for like the whole stream, and he'll be down. I think it's because it's part of his depression. If he gets hit by that wave of depression and he can't get out of it and he's stuck like that the whole stream and he just can't stop talking about it, and I get that. Like, I'm not going to hate on him or hurt or like dump on him for that. Obviously, that's not what his viewers want. Like, what viewer would want to turn into your stream where it's a depression stream where all you do is talk negatively about yourself and your path, right? No one wants to have that happen. That's not entertaining content for your viewership. But that's just what happens when you have depression. If you get hit by that funk, it's like, now you can't even shake it. Now you need something to happen to change it, or else you're stuck like that for like, it could be days sometimes. So I get why that happens, but at the same time, obviously that's not good content, right? Like, why, if that's the case, he gets hit by depression, maybe just turn the stream off. Be like, sorry guys, I'll come back later or something. You know what I mean?
Imagine if I was like that. Well, guys, fucking tried to meal prep today. Chicken fell on the fucking floor. Cat started eating it. Let them have the chicken.
Are we getting insight again into LTG? I think he's doing it again. So I think what he's doing is he said, "Oh, I'm going to put myself into the, like, what would this be if I was depressed?" And he's describing his day as if he were depressed, but already he's revealing things about his life. Like he has those meal prep kits. Do you know what those are? So basically, if you are not able to cook for yourself, you have no cooking talent whatsoever, you can subscribe to one of these insanely overpriced meal prep kits. And what they'll do is they will mail you individual meals portioned out. And all you have to do is open the kit, combine the ingredients. Usually it's something easy to do, like a quick stir fry or a quick bake. No real cooking skill required. And then you have a meal that's healthy and you know, what you would want for your lifestyle. But it's insanely expensive. Like, they way overcharge you because they did all the prep for you because you basically are inept and can't figure it out for yourself. So he's basically admitting that he's an idiot, that he's willing to way overpay to get daily meals pre-made for him that he can just squirt a sauce on and toss in the microwave or toss in a wok and stir fry or just toss in his oven. He can't go to the supermarket and buy groceries because that's too hard. He has to subscribe to a meal service to do it. No, literally no one gets, they're all scams for the record. That's why you see so many YouTubers and content creators advertising them. And there's like 1,000 of these because people are ignorant and stupid and they buy into the subscription for like 2 months. They pay an insane amount of money and they're like, oh shit, this is way too expensive. Then they cancel it. But it's a scam. He literally subscribes to it. Like, that's his lifestyle. That's what he does. He can't cook a meal for himself. Holy crap. Anyway.
Then fucking go to the gym. Somebody grabs the last 100-pound dumbbells. Can't do my chest press.
And for the record, this is a guy who claims he's insanely affluent. He says, I make so much money in bank. I make more money than anyone. I got 3,000 paid subs. He goes to the gym every day. Why? If you have a big house, which he claims, he just moved into a giant house. I'm sure one of the rooms is perfect for a workout room. Why don't you get a home gym? Why don't you do it at home? That way you never have to drive to the gym to do that shit. And then you can actually have all the equipment that you want. You never have to worry that someone's using the equipment. You have to wait for them. It's all dirty and shit. But why do you have to go to the gym? And, you know, you could think about it for a few different reasons. Number one, he's lying. He doesn't actually have a big house where he could have a home gym. He's just full of crap. Number two, he's not affluent. He doesn't have money to buy a home gym. He's a liar there, too. It could also be he's so full of himself that one of the few times a day where he gets that ego trip is when he goes to the gym and he sees that he's buff and he looks around at everyone else around him who's trying to work out and get healthy and he's buff. Oh, I feel good now. I want to be around the people and act like the top dog and the top shit. So I go to the gym every day, right? I mean, who knows? But it doesn't add up. Again, his stuff doesn't, what he says versus how he behaves, it's not aligned. You know what I'm saying? There's a discrepancy there. If you were affluent, if you had a giant house, you'd probably have a really awesome home gym that you could use at all times. Like, why would you go to the physical gym and have to pay the weekly or the monthly membership, deal with waiting in line, dirty machines, people bothering you, all the nonsense? Why would you do that? That really, the reason people go to the gym is because they can't afford a home gym, and to them, it's an easier way to get it into their routine. I got to drive there or whatever. This guy, I just don't believe anything this guy says about anything here. It's just nonsensical.
That sucked. Had to get an oil change. That took 3 fucking hours. So before you know it,
he had to get an oil change and it took 3 hours. Oh no. Are you telling me that LTG has one of those plans with the dealership? Oh no. This just gets worse. So let me get this straight. Okay? So he has a meal plan. He can't make meals for himself. So someone does it for him and he pays them exorbitant amounts of money to do it. And the meals, by the way, aren't very good either. So he's scammed there. He goes to the gym every day. He can't afford a home gym. And then he gets his oil changed through the dealership. So he has to wait 3 hours to get his oil change. He could literally drive to Jiffy Lube down the street and your oil will be changed in 20 minutes. No line. But he goes to the dealership. Let's keep going. He's very smart, this man.
Gym was too crowded. Didn't want to go at 3. Had to start on my stream at 6. Then after that, come online. Dealing with the same weirdos, talking shit 24/7. Now I got to deal with that. So it's like...
And it's funny because someone in chat just said, but this is all hypothetical. No, you see, that's the thing with LTG, what he says actually is his life. You think he's making it up. No, he's actually describing things he does during the day, and if he were depressed, how he would tackle each thing, and how he could see, this is how my day would be if I was depressed like Wings. This is his actual schedule. He's not just pulling this out of his butt, but the thing is, he doesn't realize he's exposing to the internet his lifestyle. He thinks, oh, you know, I'll just make up the hypotheticals, but now we know everything you do all day. Like, why did you just say that?
The mental was fucked up there. So, imagine, exactly. Imagine you just come on stream with that energy 24/7. Like these. See, the thing about Wings, these guys are not gonna fucking feel sorry for you. On top of that, there's two chances that Wings had. I'm gonna say, right? First, it was the gastric bypass or lap band surgery or whatever he had. Then it was the boxing match. When he did the boxing match, I remember he went live for the first time because I had seen it, and people were just dumping super chats in his streams. They tried to meal prep today. Chicken fell on the fucking floor. Cat started eating it. Let them have the chicken.
Are we getting insight again into LTG? I think he's doing it again. So I think what he's doing is he's I'm going to put myself into the, like, what would this be if I was depressed? And he's describing his day as if he were depressed, but already he's revealing things about his life. Like he has those meal prep kits. Do you know what those are? So basically, if you are not able to cook for yourself, you have no cooking talent whatsoever, you can subscribe to one of these insanely overpriced meal prep kits. And what they'll do is they will mail you individual meals portioned out. And all you have to do is open the kit, combine the ingredients. Usually it's something easy to do, like a quick stir fry or a quick bake. No real cooking skill required. And then you have a meal that's healthy and you know, what you would want for your lifestyle. But it's insanely expensive. Like, they way overcharge you because they did all the prep for you because you basically are inept and can't figure it out for yourself. So he's basically admitting that he's an idiot, that he's willing to way overpay to get daily meals pre-made for him that he can just squirt a sauce on and toss in the microwave or toss in a wok and stir fry or just toss in his oven. He can't go to the supermarket and buy groceries because that's too hard. He has to subscribe to a meal service to do it. No, literally no one gets, they're all scams for the record. That's why you see so many YouTubers and content creators advertising them, and there's like 1,000 of these, because people are ignorant and stupid and they buy into the subscription for like 2 months. They pay an insane amount of money and they're like, oh shit, this is way too expensive. Then they cancel it, but it's a scam. He literally subscribes to it. Like, that's his lifestyle. That's what he does. He can't cook a meal for himself. Holy crap. Anyway.
Then fucking go to the gym. Somebody grabs the last 100-pound dumbbells. Can't do my chest press.
And for the record, this is a guy who claims he's insanely affluent. He says, I make so much money in bank. I make more money than anyone. I got 3,000 paid subs. He goes to the gym every day. Why? If you have a big house, which he claims, he just moved into a giant house. I'm sure one of the rooms is perfect for a workout room. Why don't you get a home gym? Why don't you do it at home? That way you never have to drive to the gym to do that shit. And then you can actually have all the equipment that you want. You never have to worry that someone's using the equipment. You have to wait for them. It's all dirty and shit. But why do you have to go to the gym? And, you know, you could think about it for a few different reasons. Number one, he's lying. He doesn't actually have a big house where he could have a home gym. He's just full of crap. Number two, he's not affluent. He doesn't have money to buy a home gym. He's a liar there, too. It could also be he's so full of himself that one of the few times a day where he gets that ego trip is when he goes to the gym and he sees that he's buff and he looks around at everyone else around him who's trying to work out and get healthy, and he's buff. Oh, I feel good now. I want to be around the people and act like the top dog and the top shit. So I go to the gym every day, right? I mean, who knows? But it doesn't add up. Again, his stuff doesn't, what he says versus how he behaves, it's not aligned. You know what I'm saying? There's a discrepancy there. If you were affluent, if you had a giant house, you'd probably have a really awesome home gym that you could use at all times. Like, why would you go to the physical gym and have to pay the weekly or the monthly membership, deal with waiting in line, dirty machines, people bothering you, all the nonsense? Why would you do that? The reason people go to the gym is because they can't afford a home gym, and to them, it's an easier way to get it into their routine. I got to drive there or whatever. This guy, I just don't believe anything this guy says about anything here. It's just nonsensical.
That sucked. Had to get an oil change. That took 3 fucking hours. So before you know it,
He had to get an oil change and it took 3 hours. Oh no. Are you telling me that LTG has one of those plans with the dealership? Oh no. This just gets worse. So let me get this straight. Okay? So he has a meal plan. He can't make meals for himself. So someone does it for him and he pays them exorbitant amounts of money to do it. And the meals, by the way, aren't very good either. So he's scammed there. He goes to the gym every day. He can't afford a home gym. And then he gets his oil changed through the dealership. So he has to wait 3 hours to get his oil changed. He could literally drive to Jiffy Lube down the street and your oil will be changed in 20 minutes. No line. But he goes to the dealership. Let's keep going. He's very smart, this man.
gym was too crowded. Didn't want to go at 3. Had to start on my stream at 6. Then after that, come online. Dealing with the same weirdos, talking shit 24/7. Now I got to deal with that. So it's like...
And it's funny because someone in chat just said, but this is all hypothetical. No, you see, that's the thing with LTG. What he says actually is his life. You think he's making it up. No, he's actually describing things he does during the day. And if he were depressed, how he would tackle each thing. And how he could see, this is how my day would be if I was depressed like Wings. This is his actual schedule. He's not just pulling this out of his butt. But the thing is, he doesn't realize he's exposing to the internet his lifestyle. He thinks, oh, you know, I'll just make up the hypotheticals. But now we know everything you do all day. Like, why did you just say that?
The mental was fucked up there. So... exactly. Imagine you just come on stream with that energy 24/7. Like these. See, the thing about Wings, these guys are not gonna fucking feel sorry for you. On top of that, there's 2 chances that Wings had. I'm gonna say, right. First, it was the gastric bypass or lap band surgery or whatever he had. Then it was the boxing match. When he did the boxing match, I remember he went live for the first time because I had seen it, and people were just dumping super chats in his streams. They were just dumping super chats in there. And it's just like, I would have just catapulted off that. That would have been the turning point that I would have needed to take.
How though? Like, here's the thing, and again, this is probably what LTG doesn't understand, is that Wings does not surround himself with a support structure to be successful in his efforts. Okay? He doesn't have people around him that are coaching him on to be healthy. So he gets the surgery, but then immediately goes right back to the lifestyle where he's eating the food and no one stops him or does anything about it. He works out. He's going to do this fight with Boogie, which, by the way, he was not in shape for the fight with Boogie. He was on drugs. He admitted it, again, on my stream, the interview. He admitted that for the fight with Boogie, he was cutting. He was taking drugs and cutting weight by drugs. Okay, it wasn't a healthy weight loss or anything like that. Okay? He has the fight with Boogie and immediately gets right back to the old lifestyle again. Well, what happened? I thought that you were getting healthy. Where was the support structure to allow him to be successful? He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the group of people around him, whether it's the family unit, the friends, doctors, whatever it is, to say, you have to do this. And sometimes it's tough love. Sometimes it's, you just don't let the person. Like, for example, just don't let them have the bad food in the house. No more. No more having the fast food. No more having the bad food. No soda is in this house, period. Now you can't drink it, so you can't go back that way. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, oh, well, Wings got all this money thrown his way. So what? Success is fleeting. Yeah, people like the fact that Wings was going out of his comfort zone to do something completely different, right? He had never done like a physical thing like that before. In fact, there have been other attempts in the past, like him going on this camping trip with the guys from Painkiller already and stuff like that he had all backed out of. So the boxing match with Boogie was like the first significant time where he was stepping up and saying, I'm actually going to do something physical, right? People supported it. They were like, wow, this is a change. They showered him with money. And then immediately after the fight, he dropped it all and went right back to the old ways. So why would that continue? And I guess what he's saying is, well, he should have kept it going. But he doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have the plan to be successful. Weight loss and health is not a one-step success story. It is a big, arduous journey where you need to do the initial work and then you need to follow through and you need to have the support structure in place to make sure you do not fall back on your old ways. Wings does not have that. So he can't be successful in his weight loss journey. He can't. Like, there's literally nothing else that will help him but that. He could try anything. Ozempic. He could try, multiple surgeries. And it ain't going to work. So I don't understand why he doesn't get that. I don't understand. He was showered with money. So what? The money, it's not about the money. This guy is addicted to food. And he needs someone to help him stop being addicted. Tough love. That's what he needs. And he doesn't get it from anyone. So he just goes back to his old ways and he ain't going to get better. So I don't get why he doesn't understand that. And again, maybe he's just never been in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of the things that he says is because he's just ignorant to the situation, but then why speak about it? Right? Like if you I just don't get it. Well then don't comment on it. If you don't get it, if you don't have empathy for another human where you want to put yourself in their shoes and you have the cognitive ability, which he always says is cognitive. If you don't have the cognitive ability to actually understand someone else's perspective, then don't speak on it. Because you just sound stupid. You sound like you're a Neanderthal. Like, that's right. I just don't get it. He was showered in money. Why isn't he skinny? That's not the cause effect. You don't get showered in money and next thing you know, you shed 400 pounds. Like, what are you talking about? What a dunce level thing to say. But this guy actually thinks he's smart and he's like giving his wisdom to the internet when he streams. He's not. He's just talking out of his butthole every fucking day. And he's spewing this toxic stuff to an audience that apparently believe him. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just an audience that they entertain what he's saying and and then they go make their detractor videos about him. I don't know, right? Let's see here. So someone tipped me $1.50, says people go to public gyms not because they're poor. I didn't say that. Rather because they feel more accountable around public, like they're socializing, and gyms have more specialized equipment that won't fit in any home. More true if you push serious way. Now, that, for some extent, I can understand. If you are going to be a bodybuilder, if you are going to be a serious competitive athlete, you need a gym. I'll agree with you there. If you're on a actual sports team, if you're working to become a buff guy that you're going to go to shows and work out and compete, you should go to the gym. That, I'm never going to disagree with that. Does that guy look like that to you? No, this is a guy who just does it for fun. He doesn't even need to do it. He's just doing it because he wants to brag. This is his ego thing that I'm buff. Okay, good for you. Who cares? What does that have to do with anything? You're a content creator on the internet. No one cares that you're buff. You could be skinny, you could be fat, you could be tall, you could be ugly. You could have the camera off. Is your content good? No one cares about how you look. We care about your content. And that's the point I'm making is he presents himself as this affluent, egotistical, Adonis, holier than thou, better than you kind of guy, but his actions don't match what he says, right? It's not about what you say, it's about what you do. And all the things that he say don't get backed up by reality. And that's why people have issue with LTG. So I get what you're saying, but LTG didn't enter the weightlifting competition, and he's not on a sports team. He's just a dude who works out. He doesn't need to go to the gym every day. And like I said, maybe it is a thing where he likes to go to the public and stand next to other buff guys and compare himself. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But it's certainly got to be some kind of an ego thing, or else he would have a home gym. There's no reason to not have a home gym if you're as big of a guy, as rich of a guy, as popular of a guy as LTG presents himself. Okay? Just being honest. It's nonsense. Okay. Let's continue.
Really just morph into a brand new guy. Yeah, he had mad support, and it's just like, you didn't do anything with it?
What is he talking about? It's money. The money, if anything, especially if you have an addiction, right? The money is going to lead you further down the road of the addiction if you haven't solved it already. You know? So Wings, he loses all this weight, he does the fight, he just made a bunch of money, time to blow it on stuff that I want or more food, right? No one stopped his eating habits. So why does he think that the money is going to solve the problem? That I just don't understand.
Shit's wild.
But then I got laid off, and I was on unemployment for like 2 years. So I'm like, I just kept making stuff for my channel. And right at the end of my unemployment, I had just gotten like a machinima contract. And like, I was like, I don't know. I was less than a month away from making real money, but I thought I was 3 to 4 months away from making real money. So like, I sold like my boat to give me self-capital because I'd already ran through most of my savings, and because like unemployment ain't shit. It's like $300 a week or some shit like that. $392, I think. So I'd ran through most of my savings and my unemployment. So I sold my boat to give me $10,000 to keep pushing. And when that happened, that's when my channel got partnered. And we started making the machinima money. And that was good money for like 2.5 years. And then like it started to fall off. And then there was like 2 bad years of machinima money. And then I got depressed.
What's confusing to me about that is I also was partnered with Machinima. Again, it's so weird that our stories parallel the way they do. And I really wish that this guy would have come back on my show so we could have these conversations together. It seems like the only way I'll ever have this discussion now is in public with you guys on a stream, because this guy literally will not come on my stream. He just won't even like respond. He just can't be bothered. Okay? So with Machinima, the first 2 years were absolutely insane. They were overpaying everyone, way tons of money, right? Then after that, they basically reduced the amount of money that you were making, but it was still good. It wasn't bad money. It was just a reduced amount because it scaled with the advertisement revenue on YouTube, where originally they were just way overpaying. They had no idea what they were doing. And then there was like one final year where they readjusted again and the money was awful. This was the adpocalypse. Okay? So I would say like 2011, 2012 were amazing. 2013, 2014, 2015 were good. 2016 it went down a little. 2017 it tanked. So if that's what he's describing, okay, but it's definitely not the right time period. It was like a 7-year time period. He's saying it's like 3 or 4 or 5. That's not right. But yeah, so he's saying the money went down and I got depressed. The money went down in 2017 with the adpocalypse. Everyone's money went down on YouTube. It just tanked, like halved overnight. They lost Starbucks, they lost Walmart, they lost like their 3 biggest advertisers, and overnight the entire ad budget was completely taken away, and you couldn't make money on advertisements anymore. So he's like, damn, I got to find another way to monetize my content to make ends meet. So, I get that. He's saying he was depressed. I reapplied myself, changed my content up, and became a full-time interactive live streamer in 2017. So let's see what he says happened.
And at that...
Yeah, imagine just telling your audience depression, overeating.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, look, it's still not going to solve it. If you're depressed today, as soon as you get off stream, you're going to be depressed. So what are we going to do? Like I always say, depression solves nothing. You know what I mean?
During that...
Yeah, but what's he talking about? Of course depression solves nothing. Do you think Wings... Oh, my God. LTG is like something else, dude. First off, I agree with LTG. Wings infamously overshares. He tells too much to his audience. Every little aspect of his life, he's sharing with his audience. I learned the hard way you don't do that. You have to keep to yourself. You have to have a separation between your private life and your public persona. There's a work-life balance. You have to have that. He doesn't have that. Literally, every single moment, he is talking to his audience. He is telling them about everything going on in his life. I don't know why he does that. That is an awful thing to do, and he should definitely learn from that. Like, don't do that. It's just going to come back to bite you. You should have separation. You should definitely be careful about what you share with the public, okay? Now, what LTG just said next is crazy. He goes, depression solves nothing. Who said depression solves anything? Who do you think went out there and got depression as a solution to something? Depression is an illness. It's a mental illness. And once you get it, you can't shake it. And it can creep up on you at the worst possible moment for no good reason. It can't be explained. It can't be cured. It just is. And some people have it. Wings does. And so for you to hold that against him is kind of messed up. There are definitely reasons to not like Wings of Redemption. The fact that he has depression and he can't get rid of it is not one of them. His actions that he actively chooses as a result of things like his depression, that you can hold against him. But not the fact that he just has it. Why can't he just shake it? It just shows how ignorant LTG is. As a person, as a content creator, to say shit like that in public, you have absolutely no conscious knowledge of what depression is, how you handle it, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely ridiculous. It's just weird stuff to say on a public stream in front of his audience of supposed thousands. Like, dude, you have no knowledge of anything you're talking about. Why are you fucking speaking? You're hurting yourself and you're hurting your audience by saying this dumb shit. Yeah, oh, depression solves nothing. No shit. You think he actively said, well, depression will get me more money. Let me talk about it on stream today. No, he just has a problem with oversharing and getting stuck in a depression rut, and then he can't get out of it, and he doesn't turn the stream off. I don't think he's doing it for pity bucks. I just think he legit, it hits him. He's like, shit, now I'm stuck, and he doesn't know what to do. He panics, so he just keeps blabbing, which is what he shouldn't do.
During that major depression, PKA kicked me out. That was like late 2013, early 2014. And at this point, I got kicked out from Machinima in January 2013, and then PKA kicked me off like March 2014, and like
no, LTG coughed. LTG coughed, and Red Dale highlighted it just like Breaking Banquet was highlighting Wings coughs. That's actually pretty funny there.
So I just sat there. Like that year, I think I made $9,000 the entire year.
How the fuck you make 9 bands for the whole year? How do you even live? Is his house paid off?
I've had to fight with my mom.
We're gonna talk to that in a second. About that in a second. But that is confusing because Wings will definitely say stuff like that. He'll be like, I only made like $9,000 in a year. Right now, I'm only making $30,000 in a year. It's like, dude, then how are you living? Like, what are you talking about? How could you possibly survive if you're only making $9,000 in a year? Did he save every single dollar that he ever made and it just sat in a bank account and so he could just sit there and not make money for a whole year and just drain his bank account? It's confusing because I don't really believe that at all. I do feel like sometimes Wings tends to massively over-exaggerate the situation and say that things are worse than they really are, and maybe that is for sympathy from his audience. I don't believe that he made $9,000 in an entire year ever in his life. Even if he was a high school kid working a fast food job, you probably make more than $9,000 a year. You know, you work 2 days a week, you're probably making more than that. So that I find very hard to believe, okay? But now we're going to get into the Wings homeowning saga, all right? So let's listen to this because this is a big thing.
Is his house paid off?
I've had to fight with my mother about ownership rights and shit like that because I took this house over on a verbal agreement. Well, both our names are on the deed for like who legally owns. It's a 75-25, me being the 25.
It's a 75-25. Me being the 25.
But my name is on the deed. Nobody can sell without my consent.
I was living off savings again at that point, and
So this is another thing that people bring up with Wings all the time. Number one, why in the holy hell did he tell his audience about that? Why would you ever, in your right mind, have gone on your stream and tell them about your ownership of a house and what percent you own and what percent you don't own? How does that make any sense? How is that anyone's business? And why would you share that with your streaming audience? It's like, dude, you are a gameplay streamer. If you were into real estate, maybe you share that with your audience. You're a gameplay streamer. So the moment that he told everyone about that, everyone documented it, wrote it down, stamped it, carved it into stone. Here it is. Here's the evidence of what he says. He only owns 25% of the modular home that he currently lives in. 75% apparently is in his mother's name. 25% is in his name. But then people bring up all the time the fact that, you know, you live in a trailer park. He's like, no, I own a modular home. And everyone's like, you don't own it. You own 25% of it. And he brags about being a homeowner and his house is paid off and everything. It's like, you don't own a house. You own 25% of a house. He's right. The statement he made, no one can sell the house without his consent, because he has a 25% stake in it, but he doesn't own it. And this is brought up constantly on his content because he always keeps bragging about being a homeowner. He says he owns other properties that he rents out and stuff like that. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Like, what? This is not a brag. You have no evidence of anything you're saying. And the evidence is the contrary. It contradicts what you're saying. But then he just keeps regurgitating the same story that makes no sense. Okay. That's why that was brought up. That's why the Breaking Banquet video called that out in like that excerpt there. Okay.
I was just in a depression. That depression lasted a long time, from like 2014 till probably about 2018 after the weight loss surgery. So it was like 4 years of my life that was just a big, dark, black hole. And then I got the weight loss surgery, and I dropped 130 pounds in 2 months. I was feeling good.
So he says his heaviest was like 440 pounds. So if he dropped 130 pounds in 2 months, that's insane. He was down to 310, which is still big, but that must have been insane relief to lose like a third of your body weight, you know?
I was happy. People were cheering me on. A lot of people came by and donated for me to get the weight loss surgery. And I was doing good. And then the trolling stuff kicked in hard.
The trolling stuff kicked in hard. Damn, it's just crazy how these people like this just allow this online weirdos to just control your everyday living. Sticks and stones, man.
I'll comment on that in a second. But James did a $2 super chat and says, don't forget he paid for the house twice. That I don't know about. I don't know that lore. That's deeper lore, I guess, to be learned about later. I did not know anything about him paying for a house twice. That's pretty crazy. All right. Well, thank you, James, for $2. I don't know about that one. Feel free to elaborate if you want to. Okay. So what little LTG is saying is, man, I just can't believe that trolls could have such an impact on your life. Keep in mind, this is a guy who literally rage quits games daily as he plays them because his trolls come into his lobbies and stream snipe him, so he can't complete the matches. He just drops right out of them. Okay? This is a guy who constantly gets deplatformed. This is a guy... I mean, keep going on and on. This guy is constantly... His life is affected by his trolls. But then he acts like, oh, no, they're not affecting me at all. Why is Wing such a wimp to be affected by his trolls? What are you talking about? He doesn't... The funny part is, you know this guy stares at himself all day, every day, because he's so full of himself, but he acts like he doesn't own a mirror. Like he's never looked at his own self to say, that's me. I'm also affected by my trolls every day. I should have some empathy for Wings because I'm also hit like that. Now, maybe he doesn't have deep depression because of it, but still he's affected by it, right? But he just doesn't have that level of self-awareness whatsoever to analyze the situation and be like, damn, I see something of myself in Wings. He could never do that.
No, people try to come in my stream 24/7 with the dumb shit. I just installed FosaBot. We made it that much better. How many bans do we have tonight? Let's check. We banned 47 people that came out of 47 pussies for no reason. You said...
So his solution to the trolling is to install a bot that just blanket bans people, right? Like, I have bots, but as you can see, especially if you're in the kick chat right now, the entirety of my kick chat's angry today that I'm doing different kinds of content and trying to branch out and maybe try something new. And they're all freaking out, screaming, saying this is terrible. Of course, I don't listen to them because they don't ever have any impact on me because they're just a peanut gallery of my detractors. I'm not stupid. But I didn't ban them all, right? Like, I'm letting it roll. Let them sit there. Let them do their thumbs down emotes. Let them do, you know what I mean? At least my chat's moving, unlike his. Like, imagine that. Imagine if you were so strongly moderated that your chat never moved, and then you were bragging about it. You're like, I have a bot that literally just, you know, it literally just deleted everyone. How is that bragging? Like, what is that to be proud about? I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. You got to find a balance. Like, obviously, you want your chat to entirely be trolls, but at the same time, you can't have it locked down. You have to kind of have like a middle ground that everyone can enjoy themselves, right?
But imagine if I was 700 pounds. That would never happen. It's unimaginable. Because me, I'm not a foodie where I just need food. Like, I have to remind myself to eat. I have to be like, oh, damn, I only had 2 meals today. Damn, I need another one. Damn, I need protein. That's why you always see me pausing my stream. I'm going down there getting a protein bar. I'm warming up a meal. I'm not eating because I love food. I'm eating to sustain, that's what eating should be. Eating should be to sustain, not to gorge and overeat.
I'll agree with that. Eating is to sustain, not to gorge and overeat. That's correct. But everything he said up to that made absolutely no sense, okay? If you're someone who actually is working out, all right, and you're actually stressing your body to the point where your body is growing, bulking, changing, slimming down, here's what happens. When you work out, your body is now going to crave more protein. And so what'll happen is your body will stop craving the bad stuff. Like it won't want fatty foods. It won't want candy. It won't want bacon. Instead, your body wants meat. It's going to want chicken. It's going to want turkey. It's going to want flavorful meat. Maybe red meat too. I don't eat a lot of red meat. That's another reason. I have another medical condition. But you start to really strongly crave protein. Okay? Since I started working out in the middle of last year, roughly, okay, my appetite has actually increased, but only for the right stuff. Okay? If you actively are working out and you're challenging yourself in your body and you're bulking and you're growing, you're actually hungry a lot. So what he's saying here, I just don't get it. I'm never hungry. I have to remind myself to go eat. What? Something's wrong with you. If you're actually in an active, healthy lifestyle, your body will get hungry during certain times of the day because, it wants more protein. Because it's craving that, because it's growing, it's building. You know what I'm saying? And so literally what he's saying is insane. It doesn't make any sense. And I think what it is, he's trying to say is, I'm better than Wings. I don't ever crave food. You see? That's a stupid thing to say. If you're healthy and you work out, you do crave food. But you crave the right foods and you crave the right portions of it at the right times. That's all he had to say. It's like, well, I don't just crave bad food all the time. But instead, he has to go to the extreme and be like, well, I'm never hungry. Well, then you're dead. If you're never hungry, you're dead. You're a zombie, or you're a skeleton, or maybe a vampire. Then again, I guess a vampire craves blood. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. It makes no sense. And again, this is the guy who earlier is giving medical advice, yet he doesn't even understand that a basic healthy human body should have hunger during the day because it's healthy and wants protein. He doesn't get that.
And then come on stream and cry about it after they paid for your lap band surgery.
And like I said before, lost the Twitch account, which that fucked me up so badly, man. So
how did somebody like Wings lose their Twitch account?
Because he got demonetized just like me. Again, it was the cancel culture of 2021 where they put together these packages of stuff that we had done in the past. For me, they took a clip of me like saying the N-word, but it was me playing a character, and that was from like 2010 or something like that. And then there was a clip of me playing Dead Space, and it was the infamous Nazi jokes that I made during like the 10 minutes that I played Dead Space and did that stupid segment. It was like stuff from like over a decade ago. And they compiled it into like a supercut of DSP's worst moments. And they just sent it to all the people who I was platformed with. Twitch, the streaming services, Teespring, and more. And so instead of being smart and being like, what is this? Why are we being harassed by a bunch of people sending us crap? They entertained it because that was the woke era. Remember, 2020 was COVID and the Black Lives Matter movement, and immediately the woke era started. So all the companies now needed to be woke. And so in 2021, they did it to me, then they did it to Wings. So we got demonetized everywhere. It was like, what the hell? The only place we didn't get demonetized was YouTube. Everywhere else, that like everyone said, oh no, you can't be partnered here. Why? You contacted me years ago. In the case of Teespring, they courted me. I wasn't interested in doing merchandise. They reached out to me and said, we want to make merch for you. They designed my initial merch. They sold it for years. Then they kicked me out later and said, oh, well, here's stuff you did 10 years ago. Yeah, but I've been with you for 3 years. You knew about that 3 years ago. Why would you kick me out now? But that's what happened. So it wasn't that Wings was doing anything actively wrong in the present day. But what ended up happening was, in the past, stuff that he had said back in the day, they took it and sent it to all his platforms as if he had done it now. And then they kicked him out just like they kicked me out. So basically the same thing happened to us within like a month.
Like, what did you say?
Was that his kitty? That was cute.
So badly. Then they took away every other like alternative, right? So I couldn't even do like Twitch without a partnership and take like stream elements or stuff because they took that away too. Then they started like throwing foul strikes on my YouTube channel. And then at that point, it was like, oh, I was straight back into eating at that point.
He said the hard R.
And then and then I got married.
He told somebody, I blah, 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 hope you're blah, 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 while playing COVID.
You read that, right? I mean, yeah, if he did that, obviously that's awful, right? If he actually did that, right? But at the same time, is that a reason to get him completely deplatformed everywhere and not ever to make $1 for the rest of his life? Because he got angry on one stream and he said something awful? I think pretty much every streamer has these moments of weakness where they say bad things, right? Pretty much. So, I mean, I get it. Okay, you personally don't like the guy because he did one thing, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. That'll do it.
And marriage picked me up, and Kelly's been my rock for a while. And then we did Lockout Live. Well, the boxing match was in 2013, and we did Lockout Live, and now we're here. What's the next step?
The boxing match was in 2013, or does he mean
2023?
My life, who knows? But after Fat Camp, I was very embarrassed of myself and what I did at Fat Camp, and so it really fucked with my mental health, and I just started eating tremendously bad again. So I've put on like 50 pounds since like March of last year. So I went from like 400 to like 441 right now. So 41 pounds.
Wait, he said he went from what?
41. So I went from like 400 to like 441.
Damn, how you just put on? Like, what is he gobbling up?
Well, that I can answer. Literally, he admitted on my interview, all he does is order out and eat bad food every single meal. He does not eat a single healthy meal. Every single meal is fast food, or it's from a restaurant that's unhealthy. Like he talks about these pork chops and this side of like unsavory, savory side that's awful for you, full of fat. And then the next meal is, we went to McDonald's, we went here, we went there. And then he's drinking the giant soda on stream. Never a small, never a medium, always the large, a giant soda. Like literally, this is all that he does. That's his entire diet. Okay? Now, I'm gonna talk about a topic here. This is gonna be a hot one. All right? But I gotta get this off my chest. All right? And everyone can be all angry or whatever, but it's something that I've thought about for years here in this regards to this situation, okay? What I've been talking about is that Wings needs a support structure around him, all right, that is going to allow him to succeed if he chooses to lose weight. It sounds like he wants to lose weight, does it not? Like every time he talks about it, he's sad, he wants to lose it, but he can never lose it. And I want, what is going on? Like, how is it that he always has bad food in his area, in his house, in his life? Why is it being delivered? Why is it in his house? Why does he have soda in his house? Why does he have the food there? I just don't get it. I'm lost, right? Because for me, the first step to getting healthy was to eliminate the bad things from my lifestyle. So, for example, I don't want to drink soda. I don't have it in the house. I don't buy it. I don't order it. It's just not here. And if the soda's not here, now I got to drink what's here. Well, what's here? Seltzer, water. I'll drink that, right? I just don't understand at all why all of this is in his house, okay? Now, you might say, well, it's because, he has money. He has the money and he just buys whatever he wants, right? He's able to just order out all the time and buy whatever he wants. Fair enough. Some people argue that this guy is enabled by his audience to live the lifestyle that he lives. That maybe if people were like, well, we're not going to support you if you just keep eating this way, that then he would be able to do it. That's a hard thing to say, but at the same time, when you think about it, well, yeah, like he's spending all the money that he makes on his streams to order out this food. If he actually was ordering healthy food, if he was cooking, preparing meals that were good for him, not only would he save money because that's cheaper than fast food these days, but he'd also be getting healthy. So why is it that when he streams games, people are throwing money at him and saying, here's $100, all right? I want you to hit your goal, pimp. And then he's like, oh, thanks. And the next thing he's doing is he's eating a fast food meal on the stream. But I want you to do well. I want you to have success. Here's money. And then he spends the money on the bad thing, right? That gets me, right? And the other thing, again, like I said, maybe he would actually be able to be successful if he had a support system in place that would help him to be successful. But I don't think he has it. I don't think that he has family, friends, relatives, or anyone around him that can help him. What he has is enablers. All right? Enablers. That's what I meant to say. I stuttered there. He has a group of moderators, family family members, they all enable him to do whatever the hell he wants. They kind of coddle him and they protect him and they keep him in this bubble so he can live that lifestyle for as long as he humanly wants. But in truth, he shouldn't be able to. There should be people who are interjecting in his life and saying, this is an intervention, dude. Like, you're going to kill yourself. Why are you acting this way every single day, on stream, off stream? How can you do this to yourself? Don't you understand that you're married and you have a family and you have a responsibility to your wife and your animals and everyone to be there for them? So why are you doing this to yourself? Why is no one doing this for this man? Why is there no one who cares enough about him to stop this behavior, or at least to try to interject into the behavior to stop it? I'm very confused about this, because in truth, I know that I have that with my wife, Kat. All right, ever since I met her and we got married and everything, my life has just become better and better and better and better. She is the person who convinced me to eat healthy, to eat less. Let's eat less red meat, less fatty foods. Let's go to chicken. Let's go to turkey. Let's eat the healthier alternatives. She learned to cook them so that I could have a healthier lifestyle. For as hard as I've worked to change and to dedicate myself to not drinking the sugary sodas, to not eating the fatty foods, to not have candy and treats in my diet, I owe just as much to her for being there behind the scenes, working her butt off to learn how to make things healthy in this house. Like most of the stuff that we eat these days. You want to know what we're going to have for dinner today? Here's what we're having for dinner today. White meat chicken, okay, marinated. We're going to have baby carrots. We're going to have some diced golden potatoes. She's going to cook that in a Japanese curry sauce, and we're going to have it over white rice. So we're going to have healthy starch. We're going to have vitamins. We're going to have a lot of protein. It's going to taste great. No cheese, no grease, no fat. Healthy. That's our dinner today. That's why I've lost so much weight. If you used to see me years ago and I was like this and I was bloated and I was, that's how I was. That's the reason why I have improved. Yes, it is me making the right choices. Yes, I'm working out for sure. But that's the real reason. The support that I'm getting behind the scenes of someone who loves me and is saying, I want you to get better. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be here, to be part of this family for as long as you humanly can be so we can have a great life together. I don't think Wings has that. And I know what a lot of you are saying, because some people in the chat right now are saying, so what are you saying? He's married. I'm not saying anything. What I'm saying is, where is his support structure to allow this man to be successful to lose the weight? Because he had the surgery, he had the fight, he's had the financial support, he's got all the other pieces to be successful, okay? And I just don't understand what's going on. But the thing is, I'm not there. I don't have the answers. And the thing is, this guy's got detractors who are on his ass all day about it. What is really the story that's going on over there? I'm just so confused. All right? And again, here's something else, okay? And I'm watching his stream. His stream. I was not watching a detractor video. I was watching his stream. His wife keeps bringing him food. Fast food. All the time. Not infrequently, frequently. All the time. I just don't understand it. Like, these are two people who both want to help each other, who both want themselves to be healthy, to lose weight, to have a good life together, a long, healthy life together. Why are you enabling each other's problem then? I'm at a loss. There was one stream, he says, look what my wife just brought me. And he lifts up a bag of mini donuts. Okay? I think they were the powdered mini donuts. And he goes, so my wife just brought these home, and she said, I better eat them because she's not supposed to have them. So I better eat them so she can't get to them. I'm not making that up. That happened on his stream, a gameplay stream. So why do you think this guy has detractors? Right? Now, it's because they make money. 100%. It's because they make money doing the content they do on him. But this man does not do himself any kind of a service when he's behaving like that, and then he's publicly sharing it with his audience. That, like, even if that's the case, and him and his wife are so addicted to food, they can't stop eating bad. Don't show it to your audience, right? So that's what kills me about this is I 1,000,000%, 1,000,000% am successful with this change that I have had in the last 5 years of my life because of my wife, because of her support, her love, both mental, physical support, cooking, everything, like the lifestyle, the cooking and everything is all because of her. 100%. Yes, I worked hard, but it's only in tandem with her help that I've been able to lose all this weight and become healthy. Okay? He needs that. But it's obvious he's not getting it. All right? From the right people. I mean, again, why, if it's not going to be his wife, he's got to find someone else. It's got to be some kind of a life coach, a doctor, a parent or relative. Someone has to be there to be his support structure, or he will never, ever get better. What he's doing right now is not working, and it will never work unless something changes. And LTG doesn't get that. He stands here just flabbergasted, right? It's like, no, I can tell you, looking at this man, he wants to change. He wants to lose the weight. He wants to be healthy for himself, for his family. He wants to. He can't. He's tried. He cannot stop himself. And the people in his life that should be stopping him are not. They're enabling him. It's his wife and it's his moderators and supporters. I've seen on his stream, he's sitting there crying about how fat he is, and then one of his moderators drops him $100. How did that help him? Did that solve the problem? Did that teach him, new life situation? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? So you just enabled him to now do the bad behavior more. How does that help? You reward the good behavior. If you are watching a content creator and they're putting out content you enjoy, support it. If they're improving their setup with the support that you give them, support them further. If you think that the things they say and do on a stream are adding to your enjoyment of life, are teaching you things, imparting wisdom upon you, okay? Support them. Why on earth would you enable terrible behavior? If you see someone who's going down the wrong path, they're doing the wrong things with their life, you don't agree with them, why would you be then throwing them support? Why then would you bring them the thing that's killing them? I don't get it. And maybe that's me. I just don't understand it. I don't. Because sometimes it's called tough love. It's called I'm loving you by doing the thing that hurts you now, but it's going to help you in the long run. And I don't think Wings gets tough love. I think he just gets the wrong people whispering in his ear the wrong things, and he has this circle of people who he feels protected. It's not even just his moderators and his wife. It's the people he plays games with, too. The people he plays games with sit there, and they're whispering in his ear, did you hear DSP talk shit about you today? Man, that DSP guy's a dick. Man, that DSP guy is an asshole. And Wings is like, what are you talking about? Why are you saying that about DSP? Like, I don't dislike the guy. I actually kind of like the guy. I don't you think I'm a dick too, just like him? Yeah, but he's worse. It's like the bug in his ear. It's like the freaking worm tongue in Lord of the Rings, trying to make this guy think toxic things about people around him. How does that help him? Exactly. And I've seen this behavior long term, like, hurt this man. And the only people that call it out are his detractors. Seriously. Like, his detractors highlight those moments, and if you watch the detractor videos, they're like, here's when his moderator tossed him $500 out of nowhere, right? Here's literally when he's in the party, and everyone in his party just talks shit about DSP for literally no reason, out of nowhere. Here's when his wife brought him the bag of donuts. And it's like, holy shit, right? Like, so it's like, the way I see it, there's two things that have to happen with Wings if he's ever going to improve his life situation. Number one, he has to stop sharing all of that crap. He has to stop showing him eating and drinking. He has to stop sharing about his family members and things. All that has to end. It has to be when he comes on stream, he's there to play games and hang out with his audience, and that's it. There has to be a work-life separation. It can't be, I tell you everything about my life and what's going on, because that's how you get into trouble. And number two, he has to find 100%, he has to find people who will support him and give him the tough love he needs so that he can actually change his lifestyle. Because if he doesn't, he will never stop eating. And in another year or two, this man will be bigger, and then he's going to be in the hospital. And the next thing you know, that's the end. Like, I don't want that to be the end of Wings of Redemption. I want this man to have a turnaround in his life. I think he deserves it. I don't think he's the horrible person and the villain that people make him out to be at all. I just don't see it. I don't see this man being an evil, conniving, vindictive person. What I see is a man who's got addictions that he needs to shake, and he's tried again and again and again, and he's failed. Now he needs something or someone to interject to save him. And it's not going to be a moderator dropping in hundreds of dollars to enable him, and it's not going to be his friend group telling him dirty things on his streams to make him think evil thoughts, and it's certainly not his wife who's bringing him the bad food. It's got to be someone else who steps into his life. It's certainly not LTG trying to give this guy advice in this crappy react where he's basically saying the most nonsensical stuff because he has no concept of any kind of empathy whatsoever. He could never understand something that Wings goes through because he's not depressed and he's not fat. So he couldn't possibly say something that's like meaningful to Wings, like I'm trying to do here, or helpful. Instead, he's going to say dumb shit. Unreal. Okay. Well, a bunch of people did some super chats. It was a £5 super chat from Rika. Thank you, Rika. It's funny because here's the thing. Everyone in chat, in the kick chat, is a troll today. And YouTube chat's kind of split. There are a lot of trolls in the YouTube chat, but there's some level-minded people too. But the question is, am I speaking truth? And if I am, why is everyone so afraid? What are we all afraid of? We're all staring at the same situation going down. So why are we all just afraid to say this stuff? Right? I don't think Wings is a villain, but he's a guy who needs help. Or else he's going to eat himself to death on stream right in front of all of us. And we're all going to have to suffer with the fact that we knew it was happening and no one did anything about it. Now, not that we can force ourselves to do anything about it. I'm not going to break into the guy's house and stop it from eating. But someone's got to do something. You know? Like, what the hell? Like, I get it that there's people who sit around and they're like, well, I just want to watch the world burn. I just want to watch the train crash. Yeah, but it's pretty fucked up to see a guy's life, you know, like this in this situation, and just to be like, well, we're making videos on it, so we're making money on it, so it's all good. Well, what if he dies? Then is it all good? I don't think so. If anything, listen, my detractors have tried to hurt me a lot. They have, okay? But I've improved myself over these years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have. I've improved my life situation. I've improved my health. I'm getting better. And my detractors razz me for other shit. But this guy, the more that it gets worse, the harassment gets worse, his health gets worse. So I'm genuinely worried about this guy at this point. I really am. I'm genuinely worried that we're going to see this never end because he just doesn't have anyone to improve that situation, you know, help him with it. Anyway, and then there was, let's see here, a $5 super chat from John Lowe, and he's basically saying, Wings treat you like trash. How many times did he ignore you, insult you, or cancel plans? I don't know about him insulting me. He's canceled plans with me once. He's ignored me a ton. 100% he's ignored me a million times. But I don't necessarily see that as an insult. I see that as a symptom of the situation that he's in. That's just how he is. That's the life that he's become, is the life of the guy who just sits there and has this routine that he's comfy with, and he just does it all day, every day, and that's getting up, eating the bad food, streaming the schlock content of Battlefield or whatever it is he's going to stream today, try to receive donations, complain if he doesn't, turn the stream off, turn it back on, eat again. It's just this pattern. So anything outside of that pattern he's not comfortable with, he's not going to engage with. Oh, someone actually went ahead and messaged me and said that they want to do an interview. I can't bother with that. That's not part of the routine that I'm comfortable with. You know? And that's what it is. He's just become so complacent in this loop that he has of his life. And no one's breaking him out of the loop. So it just continues to get worse and go down on the downward spiral. James Chan did $10 and had no idea what he was talking about, so I'm not even going to entertain it because it's factually completely untrue. So there's no reason to even address it because it's not even based in reality. SD Chargers did a $2 super chat. He says, people have been telling Wings this for a decade. Well, I know that. But there's a difference between telling him and then finally someone doing something about it. Because again, I don't think it's us that can do it. We're not going to break his door down to change his life. We can't legally. Like right now, if you go to Wings' house, you break his door down, you get arrested. Right? But there's got to be someone. Okay? Someone in his life, a family member, a friend, someone that can find a way to interject. All right? There's got to be. I just don't understand it that we can all just sit here and watch from the peanut gallery and point and say, he's fat, ha, ha, ha. No. I don't say that. I look at him and I'm like, damn, that's not a bad guy at all. Sometimes I listen to him to make a joke or make commentary. It's genuinely funny or, you laugh. It's insightful. Sometimes he says something stupid that's still funny. It's not mean intentioned. It's not bad. I don't think this is a vindictive guy who wants to hurt others. I just don't think that he's capable of helping himself. So who in life then is going to actually help him? Right? I don't know. All right. I got a $3 tip. Jordy is an extremely hard-headed and complacent person. Keem and Boogie tried tirelessly, but Wing seems to always have the I'm too far gone, I'd rather die eating delicious food mindset. He's had this food spiral since his fat camp crash out. That moment really messed him up. Yeah, and again, with that, I don't know the ins and outs of that. That's something I wanted to talk to him about. Exactly what happened, what didn't happen, why do people say that one thing happened and then it didn't or not, I don't know at all. Seriously, I don't get it. Why this is such a big thing that, ruined him. Because he's already been through a million other things. So why was this the one thing that kind of crushed him and now he's even further on the downward spiral? You can see the video. Did he maliciously assault his wife? No. If he did, he'd be in jail. So what are we freaking out about? But maybe I don't know. There's something I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand that whole situation either. Okay? All right, let's keep going.
What type of shit is there to eat where you could just balloon up to 40 quick pounds?
Just constant fast food. Soda and constant fast food. That's all it is. And he eats it every meal. Not even a skipped meal. It's every meal. It's the soda and the fast food. That'll get you.
You just order a wiener schnitzel?
Right now. So 41 pounds. And I don't know. So that's how you make an 18-year career by accident. I'd love to take a fishing trip, man, but I'm not in good.
You said that's how you make an 18-year career by accident.
I'm not in a good fishing.
What's up?
First, I'm too busy. Not too busy. I'm too heavy to fit in a boat. A bass boat's got a 500-pound weight limit.
Jeez.
Me by myself makes that weight limit. I don't know. I'd love to take a fishing trip or something. This isn't a pity stream, man. It's not a pity stream at all.
The whole shit.
See, this is the thing. He says it's not a pity stream. Maybe he didn't intend it to be a pity stream, but that's exactly what it became. And that's what I mean. He gets caught up in this depression, and the next thing you know, that's it. He's going on this giant tangent. Aren't you supposed to be playing Battlefield? What is going on right now? And then now, of course, that's all anyone talks about. That's what he did on stream today, right? It's sheesh.
It was a fucking pity stream. Damn, so Wings just hasn't, the cognitive has not picked up since we did that live stream.
What does that mean? His cognitive has not picked up. Does he even understand what he's saying? I don't think he does. I think he thinks the word cognitive means something different. And he always says it that way. What is he saying? His cognitive has not picked up. Okay, hold on. Let's look it up. Cognitive. Relating to the process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and senses. How did Wing's process of picking up knowledge through his senses and thoughts not picked up? What's he talking about? What did it have to be? Again, I think he creates this weird meaning, this is a meme speak definition word for him, and he uses it all the time, and outsiders listen to him. It's what the hell did he just say? What? Does it sound like Wing's cognitive abilities have been stunted by some way? All of a sudden did he become Bruce Willis and he's forgetting who he is and he doesn't know where he is or anything? Like, what are you talking about? He didn't lose his cognitive abilities. What?
3 years ago. You see, it's just as simple as this. Being fat is a cosmetic and mental thing. It's either you want to lose the weight and live in your true form or you don't. Like, how hard is it to just not pick up the fork and gobble up food? You say, can we soul swap?
Zero understanding of addiction, zero understanding of any kind of understanding of depression, zero empathy, zero anything. You know, zero. Just zero knowledge. But I'm going to sit here and act like I know anything about anything and talk from my high horse because I'm better than you because look at me because I'm buff, right? Like, no, you don't know anything, dude. Like, seriously. You don't know anything about what this guy's going through. Yes, he's had many opportunities to change his life. It's obvious he can't do it himself and he needs an intervention. But that doesn't mean that, you know, it's an easy thing to do. If it was an easy thing, he would have done it, right? Listen, I'm not trying to take any of the responsibility away from Wings. He's definitely doing the wrong things. He knows he's doing the wrong things. It seems like he can't stop himself from doing the wrong things. And that's sad. But the difference between him and the other probably million Americans that are in the same position is that he's a live streamer. So we have this public theater that we see this going down every day. And it's disturbing or entertaining for various different reasons, depending on you and your thought process. For me, it's disturbing and sad. I don't like seeing a guy who I personally don't have a problem with. I don't think he's an evil guy. I don't like seeing him suffer and basically slowly kill himself every day. Okay? LTG is sitting here and he's like, oh, it's easy. Just don't eat. Way to go. Way to prove yourself a great human, dude. Really, just show that you actually have absolutely no emotion for anyone around you. You only think about yourself in your own situation. You can never walk in someone else's shoes for 5 seconds. I mean, what an awful thing to say. What a poor way to behave or conduct yourself in front of your live audience. It's a great thing to say about someone, right? Because you know so much. You really know about everything about this guy. Terrible.
We soul swapped this guy LT.
How's he going to make it to the factory?
What?
How would he make it to the Covenant Research Center? You've seen the Sprinter van. Like, you've seen the Sprinter van? Damn, it's just, I can't even say it's sad to see Wings.
I don't even know what the hell he's just talking about. Can we soul swap? He can't make it to the Covenant facility. What the fuck? Is someone writing fan fiction right now? Like, what are you talking about? Hi, LTG, we're on Earth. Down here, where are you? You're on fucking Mars somewhere. What's he talking about?
Like this, because, I mean, it's all controllable via his reality. But I mean, I tried to kind of have this talk with him back in 2023, and nothing has changed. I mean, I guess he just loves soda, snacks, and dinners. I mean, I guess that's what makes him feel better. But me, if I could think of something that makes me feel better.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear this. What makes LTG feel better? Thanks, Dr. Dardar Doo for $5. I appreciate that. Okay. I can't wait to hear this. It's obvious that it's the food that makes Wings feel better, right? It's the only thing that probably makes him feel better, or else why would he keep doing it despite the fact that we know that it's hurting him? Okay? I cannot wait to hear what makes LTG feel better. Here we go.
Personally, that gives me a high in life. I would say just my purpose.
Your purpose. What's his purpose?
Doing things that make me feel like I'm productive and successful.
His purpose is to do something that makes him feel productive and successful. What makes him feel productive and successful? I'm curious. Will he actually extrapolate on that? Okay? Because initially that sounds to me like making money. Every time that I'm making money, well, that's productive use of my time, and I'm successful if I'm making money. That's what it sounds like he just said. And we'll play it out, and we'll see if he adds anything further. I don't know if he will. For me, if you were to ask me the same question, okay, what do I feel would make me feel like, make me feel good about myself, or what's worthwhile use of my time, whatever. I would say a day when I feel like my actions genuinely helped someone else in some way. Whether it's through entertainment, whether it's through sharing of knowledge, whether it's I physically helped someone, whatever it is. As long as today, something that I did actually genuinely made someone feel better or have a good day, or it improved someone's life or something like that, I'm adding overall to the human experience. That's when I truly feel good about myself. Okay? It doesn't really matter if I got over making money, being productive or successful for myself. What I want to know is that what I did helped the people on planet Earth, or the creatures of Earth, because it could be animals too, it could be anything, right? Something that I did helped out people today. That's when I feel like, okay, I've done something good. Okay, for him, he says, when I feel productive and successful. Well, what is that? Let's see what he says.
But picking up a soda or gobbling up dinners, it would never do it for me. But like I said, as far as Wings, there's...
So that's it. All he ever said was being productive or successful, so making money. So as long as his purpose is to make money, as long as he's making money, then he's happy. Okay. So for Wings is happy when he eats, gives him the endorphin rush, makes him feel good about himself. For LTG, it's making money, printing the dollars, getting that bag. My answer is very simple. If I feel like I've done something to help someone else or improve someone's life for today, that's a day when I feel like I did something good. And that makes me feel happy about myself. Outside of that, every day is just another day. One day I make a ton of money. One day I make a little bit of money. Right? One day we have a great stream. One day we have a shitty stream. It's all white noise. It's ups and downs. It all balances out in the long run. Obviously I want to have more good days than bad days, but that's not the end all be all of why I'm here. Today I'm doing this different kind of content. Did I sit here and mercilessly attack either person involved in this and rip them a new butthole? No, I analyzed it very matter-of-factly as a person who knows both of these guys and their lore and is also affected by a lot of the same stuff that they're affected by. I tried to basically be as rational as possible and let you know my takes on this stuff. And some people might look at this and analyze it and be like, well, that's very useful content. I didn't know that. Now I know something else or about the situation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, there you go. But hopefully it's not harm. I don't think I harmed either of these guys. All right. I'm just trying to relay my honest thoughts about these situations. And I hope that you got something out of it. If you did, great. Be sure to share those thoughts. And if you didn't, also be great. Be like, you know what, Phil? Well, it's something different you tried. But, just don't do it in the future. We just want you to play games. That's fine, too. I'm down with whatever. This year, 2026 is a year where I want to try different things. I do. I want to see, what can I do to help? What can I do to actually be a positive force on this planet rather than someone who's just here to make a paycheck every day? So I'm listening. I want feedback, but let's continue. Let's finish the video. Okay?
There's options now. We're in the future. You got Ozempic to rapidly lose the weight, and then you got Retta to hold on to some of the muscle tissue.
He's giving doctor's advice again, for goodness sake. Someone just did 1,000 kicks and is talking about Ethan Ralph. Congrats. That's not anything that's going on today, but thanks for the 1,000 kicks. I appreciate that. What's their name? Chairman Kaga. Thanks for 1,000 kicks. I appreciate that. Okay. Biggest kicks of the day. Cool. Thank you. I guess he thought I was going to derail my stream and talk about Ethan Ralph. No, we're not going to do that today. Okay. So let's hear Dr. Sparrow.
Post-weight loss, once you want to pick up and tighten up the blubber, there's options for you. But, as I always say, all right?
The power is yours.
Ozempic kills your appetite, so you wouldn't even have the urge. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself, you know, a couple of stomach staple joints.
What? What is he even saying? At this point, he's rambling on. He's getting off the mic and talking to the background about stomach staple joints. What is going on? What? Content!
Oh, cat's over there. Somebody gave him $5 for pity. Nah, a man like him doesn't eat steak and eggs. That'd be the last thing that he needs.